weeks now. And I've got to say, after seeing what Mikel Arteta and Arsenal put out on socials tonight before kick-off, I'm even more excited for it because I'm gobsmacked. I'm absolutely gobsmacked at what Arsenal have put out on the socials before this game. If you've not seen them yet, please go and have a look. It baffled me. It baffled me. It was I mean, the words that were used, if you look in the comments, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. The comments from most people were cringy. This is quite cringy. This is not good. But immediately the thought that came to my mind was, imagine having to tell your fans, do a video to tell your fans to turn up for a Champions League semi-final. Arsenal not a team that make it to these rounds very often. As big a club as they are, they don't tend to reach these very often, right? So semi-final at home, PSG potentially going to reach a Champions League final maybe for the first time in 19 years. It baffled me. It baffled me to think that Mikel Arteta and the Arsenal social team, they thought that was a good idea to put a video out, a post out saying, this is going to be the night, we need you to turn up, we need you to have the person next to you, you know, we need that connection, that energy on the pitch, we need you as fans to bring it to the ground. Kind of like a bit of cheerleading before the game, and it baffled me. I've got to say, I think it hit the wrong note. I don't know if you agree. Let me know in the comments what you're thinking, but I thought it hit the wrong note. I thought it was really crazy. So I'm looking forward to seeing how Arsenal actually approach this game, and do they start strong? Maybe do PSG start strong? Let me know in the comments what you're thinking about that. Let me have a quick look at the comments. We've got some big team news coming in already. CCFC, Matt, hello, thoughts on Coventry City? I think you're really struggling to make those last few playoff places. I think Bristol will just make it, even though they got smashed by Leeds. Coventry, I think you've got enough to maybe get a point against Borough on the last day, and that might just seal it for you, given that Blackburn are away at Sheffield United and obviously Millwall are away at Burnley. It's going to be tough. It's going to be very tough, mate. But I do think that Coventry are going to be finding it quite difficult to last in the Premier League, even if they do make it into the playoffs. But let me know what you're thinking, mate. Edward, good to see you. How you doing? I'm good. Yes, mate. I'm good. Hope you're good too. I am really excited for this one. Just really excited for this. The same could be said for the game tomorrow night, Barca and Inter. I think that one's a little bit closer, a little bit easier to call, isn't it, that one? This one feels like a flip of a coin. Arsenal, you know, they maybe got that Indian sign over PSG, having beaten them earlier in the season here. I think PSG are the better team, the better players, the better individuals. But Arsenal are very good. Arsenal have got that ability, and maybe they can get something here, and maybe they can go through. They played amazingly well against Madrid, so you can't write them off. Barca and Inter, I'd be very surprised if Inter made the final now. They've just collapsed. They've capitulated in the final few weeks of the season. So, yeah, not a good start, not a good end to the season from Inter. They've lost their last 3 games, got beat against Roma, got beat against Bologna, got beat in the Coppa Italia against AC Milan. So I would imagine now that the Inter are, sadly for them, I think that Barcelona game, that tie is just a non-event. I fully expect Barcelona will go through over 2 legs. I think the time may even be done tomorrow night after that first leg in Spain. But that's my take. As far as this one goes, I still think PSG are the team to beat. I still think PSG are the team that are going to go through over the 2 legs. And I remain baffled. I remain absolutely baffled by the decision to post that video by Arsenal before the game. It just struck completely the wrong note with me, but there you go. To each their own. We are about, 45 minutes away from kickoff? 45 minutes away from kickoff. Jake, good evening. How you doing? Edward, I'm 40% still unwell, but I'm over the worst of it now. Good to hear that, mate. Good to hear that. Jake, thanks for sending through. As always, mate, good to have you in the chat. Good evening, everyone. Right, so, Arsenal team news. Let's go through that first, because it is, as we predicted on the stream yesterday. We've got David Raya in goal. It's Timber on the right, Saliba and Kiwior in the centre of defence, Lewis Skelly at left back, Odegaard, Rice and Mikel Merino dropping back in. No Thomas Partey for this one, of course. He's suspended after the yellow card that he picked up, the unnecessary yellow card he picked up at the Bernabeu against Madrid. He's suspended for this one, big loss. So no Thomas Partey, it'll be Merino in midfield with Odegaard and Rice. And then up front, it is Martinelli on the left, Saka on the right, and Leandro Trossard through the middle. So how will PSG cope with that? A slightly different threat from Arsenal. There's not a lot of height in that front three, is there? There really isn't a lot of height from that front three. There's a lot of pace, a lot of dynamism. You would expect them to interchange. Maybe Trossard drift to the left and Martinelli and Saka to go central at different points. I think PSG will be wise to that. They've got a really, really strong defence. We know that. It's pretty much settled from... It's exactly the same lineup that we saw against Liverpool, for what it's worth. It's Donnarumma in goal. It's those two full-backs, wing-backs, whatever you want to call them. They don't even play as full-backs because, for me, they're the best two in the game. Certainly this season, they've been unbelievable. It's Nuno Mendes on the left, Hakimi on the right. Both of them at different points in the Liverpool and Villa games found themselves in the penalty area. Scored, both of them, in the Villa game, as we know. They are absolutely incredible at what they do and difference makers. At centre-back for PSG, it's Pacho and Marquinhos. Into midfield, it's that same midfield three. It's Vitinha, Fabian Ruiz and Neves. So they'll do very, very well to get the ball off those three. And then that front three that we know is so dangerous. It's Doué on the right, Dembele through the middle, but I'm sure again he will be drifting out wide at different points. And on the left, the Georgian Messi, as we called him in the first leg against Liverpool, the Georgian Messi, Kvisha Kvaratskhelia. So super looking forward to this one now. You really can't predict it. That PSG crowd is bouncing there. The Arsenal crowd isn't even in the stadium yet. PSG are bouncing. They are loving it there. That's incredible. Stefan Julian Dumitru, thank you for the follow. Daniel Okninski, thank you for the follow. Kane, who wins this? I'm sticking with PSG over the two legs. I think maybe a draw tonight. I think we might see a 1-1. Or maybe even a 0-0 tonight. I think it's going to be a very tight one. Maybe 0-0, maybe 1-1. And then I think we go to Paris and it's still to be decided over there. I'd be very, very surprised if we saw a decisive scoreline tonight. I think 2-0 either way could kill it. It really could. Jake, they really need to go for it, Arsenal, with it being at home tonight. Yeah, very tough at the Parc des Princes. Very, very tough at the Parc des Princes, as both Liverpool and Villa found out. But I'm sure if you're an Arsenal fan, look, I think if I was an Arsenal fan, I would feel this too. If Liverpool can go to the Parc des Princes and they can last all that pressure and they can, soak it all up and then they can win on the counter, if they can do that, we can do that. And I would say that was probably the luckiest Liverpool win I can recall in decades. Absolutely decades. So I don't know if Arsenal can do that in Paris. So I think you're right, Jake. I think that's a really good point from you that they really need to win tonight, Arsenal. They need to go to Paris with a lead. I think a point's probably not good. Well, it's not a point, but you know what I mean. I think a draw's probably not good enough. Caranto, Crystal Palace are winning the FA Cup. I certainly hope so. Got my fingers crossed for you. I really, really want Palace to win it. I love this Crystal Palace side. I think they're a really, really intriguing side to watch. Love Oliver Glasner. And hopefully they do see it through and win the FA Cup. But I can't see it, sadly. I think Palace are just going to get turned over by City the same way they did at the Etihad not that long ago. Hope I'm wrong. Really hope I'm wrong. But I do think Palace are second favourites in that one. But look, let's focus on tonight. Obviously, we've still got options on the bench for both these sides. Ramos, Zaire Emery, Lee Kangin, Kimpembe, Hernandez, Beraldo and Barcola for PSG. They've got options, they really do. For Arsenal, maybe not so much. They've got players like Butler, Odedeji, Henry Francis, Cabia, Setford, Neto. The only real first team options that they've got are Sterling, Tierney, White, Zinchenko, and Wanyeri. Wanyeri off the bench, could he maybe do something? Could they maybe do something? Coranto, they've never won it, by the way. Palace, no, I know. I know they've never won it. But I still think that City are the favourites going into that final. Again, I'd love them to do it, but I just can't think they'll ever do it with up against City in a final. Okay, we are 35 minutes away from kick-off. They've never won it, by the way. Excuse me. Yeah, we are 35 minutes away from kick-off. Wayne Rooney, Theo Walcott, Clarence Seedorf, and Daniel Sturridge all pitch side there for Amazon. The game is on Amazon, by the way, Amazon Prime. If you're looking to watch along this with us, it is on Amazon Prime. So you're going to need to get an Amazon Prime membership or some way to watch this. But if not, and you just want to watch it with us, that's cool too. I'll keep you updated throughout the game. I am really, really interested to see how PSG approach this tactically. Because the away leg in Liverpool, we started the stronger. The away leg, we came out flying. And I think if we'd have got it right, and we could have hit it 2 or 3 goals in that first sort of 20 minutes. Whereas then they went to Villa Park, and at Villa Park, they battered Villa. They were 2-0 up, weren't they, within whatever it was, 15 minutes. The game was done. So we've seen both sides to PSG. They can go and they can sit back and they can kind of soak up pressure and hit on the counter-attack. But is that going to be the case with this one? Is that going to be the case? I really don't know. I'm still going to say Arsenal aren't going to make it through, though. There's no way Arsenal make it through. I know there's plenty of Arsenal fans feel quite strongly about it, understandably so. But I just can't see that Arsenal make it through tonight. Or over the tie. Scousel reckons Saka has a shot on target. Do I reckon Saka has a shot on target? Yeah, I think he will. Thing is with Saka, he's so clinical that usually if he has a shot on target, it's a goal. Jake, it's a joke, paying absolute fortune for Sky and TNT Sport, and the game isn't on. I know, it's it is what it is, sadly. I'm with you though, mate. You pay far too much for footy subscriptions these days. But what can you do? They've got us by the short and curlies. Sam Savini, didn't you say that against Madrid? I did, yeah. I did. Got it wrong against Madrid. I could be wrong again. But then again, I've been right before. Isn't that the beauty of life? You get it wrong, you get it right, you still show up the next week and you guess again. It's all good. Sure, you've got some stuff wrong before as well, Sam. But yeah, you're right. Absolutely, I got it wrong against Madrid. I couldn't see him doing what they did. But Real Madrid, I don't think anyone would have predicted him falling off a cliff and winning nothing this season either. So there you go. Maybe I was in the minority. Watching on Prime, I am. Yep, Amazon Prime. There you go. Luke, come on, you Gunners. Allez Paris. That's what I say to that, Luke. Allez Paris, come on. Send them Gunners home. Jake, £10 a month outside the UK. That's every game too. Bloody hell, yeah. Ballamore, thank you for the follow. Sam, you won't be wrong again, but I'm still dreaming. Yeah, I have choosing this football team. Listen, mate, I was kind of torn on this. I was saying this exact same thing last night about if Arsenal do go on and win it. Like, I'll hate it. I don't want Arsenal to win it. I really don't. I really, really don't want Arsenal to win it. I think it'll make social media unbearable. And I just can't be bothered with it. I think it'll be much funnier and better to do the hate watch and to see them drop out of it. I've nothing against Arsenal fans. I've got a lot to, the guy who I used to work with, big Arsenal fan, lovely fella. I've been giving him stick back and forth. He's given me a bit of banter for Liverpool as well over the years. But I just think that Arsenal I can't stand the idea of them winning the Champions League. It's just so annoying. It will be so annoying if they do. So, yeah, for me, I'm hoping you don't. But if you do, and you do win it, I can totally recognise that it'll be a mega emotional occasion, and it'll be like quite nice. I'm sure you'll see kids crying in the stands, like dads and lads hugging each other, dead emotional, and that stuff. That is what football's about. So if it is that, and Arsenal do win it, then fine. You know, I can get on side with that aspect, and at least it'll be nice for the nice Arsenal fans. But it'll also mean, sadly, the byproduct of that is that the unbearable Arsenal fans will just come out of the woodwork as well. And that's the bit that I loathe. That's the bit that I'm trying to desperately avoid. If I could just make it happen for the nice Arsenal fans, the ones that I've worked with, I know, I'd love it for them. I'd love it. There's no problem with Arsenal fans, they're nice, but there's just too many. And, yeah. But hey, there you go. To each their own. I'm sure people feel just that strongly about Liverpool and United and whoever else as well. So, every club's got him. Jake, Arteta would be unbearable. Yeah. Arteta, I just think Arteta is such a boring manager and such a boring style of play and such a risk-averse manager. Like, him, Pep Guardiola, are just part of the reason, the denigration of English football and the attractive side of the game. It's just disappearing in front of our eyes, and I don't think anyone would ever watch Arsenal. Any neutral, let's say. Let's say I'm a hate watcher, right? I'm a hater, right? But even if you asked an absolute independent, nobody enjoys watching Arsenal. Nobody enjoys watching them. They're not a good team to watch. They're so rigid and robotic and predictable, I guess. Predictable is a word I would use, but you still can't stop it. They're a machine. They're machine-like. A lot like City were over the years, and I never thought they were terrific either. It's just disappointing when you see teams like that successful. Bucko, I'm no Arsenal fan, but I always support the English team unless it's Forest. Who do you support, Bucko? Oh, you're a Derby fan. Sorry, I've just seen your profile picture. You're a Derby fan. So, of course, yeah, you're not going to support Forest. But see, as a Liverpool fan, because we've had these rivalries with these different teams over the last few years, like title races with City, title races and Champions League battles with Chelsea. Obviously, the rival predates that with United and Everton. But City, Chelsea, not really Arsenal. We've never really had a proper title race with Arsenal where we're dead close. It's never really happened. We finished second and they finished second a couple of times to each other, but it's been very, very rare. I feel like Liverpool fans, the ones that do have issues with Arsenal, it's because they've almost tried to foist their way into that battle between Liverpool and City without ever winning anything to justify it or deserve it, and that's the gripe I've got, is that they've got an incredibly big mouth for a team that have won nothing in 6 years. And it's just like, mate, if you win this, fine, right? If you win this, fine. Like, you totally and utterly, you can say, what an amazing season. And next season, you can give it the big one. European champions, Arsenal. Get a gold stripe or whatever on your kit. However you want to do it. You know, big it up however you want, and that'll be amazing for Arsenal. However, Gabby Jesus and Party there in the tunnel. However, until you do, just shut up. Just shut up. That Odegaard last season, winning it, giving that, and Lewis Skelly again against Haaland this year. Like, it is that stay humble thing. Sam Savini, it'll be better than the birth of my son. Oh, don't be silly. No way, Sam. No way it can top that. Believe me, it can't top that. I thought Istanbul, when Liverpool won that in Istanbul, I'd never seen it before. I'd only ever heard my dad talking about winning European Cups and all that. When we won it in Istanbul, I thought that was the pinnacle until my little girl came along. So I guarantee you nothing will top that. But it will be amazing. And I hope you experience it at some point in your life, just not right now. Reese, be better when I got my Masters. It'll be the best day of my life. Forget having a child. LM, Arsenal are my team and I back up to win 2-1. What do you reckon? I can't, yeah. I really can't see it. Although maybe maybe if Arsenal did win 2-1, the tie would still be on in Paris, wouldn't it? It would still be on. You'd still fancy PSG to get something there. Certainly not over, anyway. If there's one goal in it, the tie's still on for either team. Even if PSG nick it 1-0 here, no away goals just changes everything, doesn't it? Changes it all again. I hate that. I like the away goals rule. I like that. I'd love to have brought that back in. Andy, as a United fan, I've forgotten what Champions League footy looks like. Rooting for Arsenal. A United fan rooting for Arsenal. Christ, that's new territory. See, and you guys have got what I would consider to be a genuine rivalry. United and Arsenal over the years, Fergie and Wenger, that was like era defining, those sort of late 90s, early 2000s, before Chelsea came along. They were the seasons, weren't they? They were the great... That's when I was growing up watching Premier League footy. 25, 30 years ago. Reese, it'll be proper embarrassing for Arsenal, though, if they lose after all their social media posts. Yeah. I honestly, that video that they've posted, if you've not seen it, if you're in the chat, if you've not seen what Arsenal have posted on their X account, their Instagram, whatever, their socials, go and have a look. Go and have a look and tell me you still want them to win this. Because it's so bad. Read the room. It is so bad. No skill, Aaron. Here we are, all gathered for PSG's funeral. You're only saying that because you know I want Liverpool to have won the league and Arsenal not to win a thing. You're just so bitter. United fans again, just so bitter. BDOR07. Thing is, we want to be able to compete with City and Pool. In order to do that, we have to be loud to show that we're here. And by the way, anyone who hates that Skelly celebration is a filthy racist. What? Why? Do you not think that's just being a little bit OTT? I don't think that's anything. That's nothing to do with race. There's loads of people who kicked off about that. And I don't think... I mean, look, I'm sure there was some racists who said things about it, but I think you can have an issue with it and not be a racist. To me, I just think it was... If you're an 18-year-old kid, like... I mean, it's a little bit like respect your elders, isn't it? Like, kind of know your place. Your team's won nothing. Like, just simmer down. Maybe not be humble. Erling Haaland's won nothing this season, maybe. Maybe they win the FA Cup. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure I'd be giving it the big one if you've won nothing. That's the reason it's an issue, I think. Matt Egg, thing is, most people who support top 6 clubs are plastic fans. How would you define a plastic fan? I don't think most people are. I just think, sadly, what happens is a club gets successful and they acquire fans of that nature. And it's just a byproduct of being successful. If you've never been successful as a club, you won't get those fans. You'll get very few of them. If you used to be successful and you're not successful anymore, like, for example, I think Manchester United, the number of fans visiting from, say, China and Russia and all of that, like that number is still very high, but it'll be dwindling in comparison to, say, Liverpool and City, where it'll be going up and up and up. So it'll be those sort of, not fair weather fans, but, not the non-match day goers, the day trippers, as we call them in Liverpool. The day trippers will be exceeded, but I don't know if you can call them plastic fans, because arguably they spend more money to go and watch a game of football than many of us do in our lifetime. So, looks different for everyone, doesn't it, I guess? No skill, Aaron, you got any bets on this game? I haven't, mate. No, I've stayed well away from this one. I have got PSG to qualify over 2 legs on a couple of hackers, because I still think that's going to happen. I've got it on a double, funnily enough, with Athletic Bilbao to also qualify over 2 legs, which you can get nearly 5 to 1. Just for those 2 outcomes, you can get about 5 to 1. PSG to qualify, and Bilbao to qualify. Depending on which bookie you go with and how you combine it, you can get 4.5 to 1, I think. And if you build it up, obviously you can get a touch more. If you get any free bets and things like that, but yeah. George Commode, I think 1-0 to Arsenal in this leg, then 1-0 to PSG second leg, and PSG win on pens. You think it's going to be a very tight one, George? Yeah, I kind of hope you're right. I think it's going to be a lot different to the game we saw with Villa, in that there was, how many goals was in that Villa game? It was 3-1 first leg and 3-2 to Villa second leg. So like 5-4, was it 5-4 over 2 legs? I think we might only see maybe between 2 and maybe 3 goals in this entire tie. 2 and 3, maybe 4 at a push. Yeah. Both sides are quite good defensively. Arsenal build a lot of their system around the defence. They haven't got a striker. They haven't really got too many outballs there. They've got Mikel Merino back in midfield. No Thomas Partey tonight. So, yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see how both of these two set up. Sister Vista, I need Usman 2+ shots and Vitinha 1+ shots for €350. Nice. How have you got that? That must be a big bet builder. Well done, you. Dana, thank you for the follow. Bidor, he wasn't timing anyone and got told to stay humble by Haaland earlier in the season. It was so deserved. If the roles were reversed, every fan would go absolutely crazy. Yeah, I'm okay. Well, maybe that's the case. But I still wouldn't jump to the R word that you used. That's strong. Very, very strong word to use, the R word. Reece Crownshaw, cannot wait to hear North London Forever tonight. Absolute scenes. North London Forever. And that's another reason. That is another reason why Arsenal can't win this competition. North London Forever. You have no idea how much that grates on me. It's so annoying. It's absolutely annoying. SAFC, the Black Cats, wins this. It kicks off at 8 o'clock, mate. So you've got 21 minutes and we're live. Sister Fister, I can't be the only one that thinks PSG will smack Arsenal. I hope so. Andy, also if PSG go with the same intensity as they did against Liverpool, I can't see Arsenal through. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking as well, Andy. I think you're right, mate. I just can't see Arsenal matching what PSG did to Liverpool over 2 legs. They battered us home and away. Make no doubt about it. I saw Paul Merson. Paul Merson did an interview yesterday or today, whenever it was, and he was talking about Arsenal. I think Arsenal got a real chance. They've got a real chance against PSG because I tell you something, PSG went to Anfield and they got battered. They were really lucky against Liverpool in that first leg. Well, I don't know what game he was watching. But it wasn't the one I was watching as a Liverpool fan at Anfield. Because I'm telling you, they did not get battered at all. We had one shot that was... Yeah, we had one that was ruled out for offside, didn't we? It was at Curtis Jones. We had one that was off the post. And that was in the second half. In the first half, Salah had the one that was blocked by Mendes. That wasn't like lucky. That was a great block by Mendes. And then they scored. They beat us at Anfield. How often do you see teams get beat? Do you see Liverpool get beat at Anfield? There's no luck in that. They battered us home and away. We were lucky to have beat them in the Parc des Princes. And to be honest, Arne Slot said it after the game. It was I've never seen Liverpool get done so comprehensively over 2 legs that even the most ardent Liverpool fans on social media after the game are like, fair enough. Yeah, we weren't at it. They were great. They were better. They go through. No problem with that. There's no what about the ref? There's no, yeah, well, you know, no excuses. No excuses. Liverpool weren't at it. And every single Liverpool fan that I saw on socials, every Liverpool fan I knew admitted from the off, no problem with that. They were better than us. I've never seen that from any team coming to Anfield in 10 plus years. Genuinely, I think the last time was Madrid in 2015 or 2016. No, it was 2015. 14-15 season it was. They came to Madrid and they absolutely came to Anfield, they played us off the park. And that was a crap Liverpool side, so probably not as bad. Reese, pundits talking absolute facts, saying Saka is one of the best wingers in the world. You can't deny. No, I agree with that. Absolutely. Would never try to deny that. SAFC, the Black Cats, I'm going to say 1-1. Low scoring. We all seem to be going with low scoring. Low numbers in this game. Maybe 1-1, maybe 0-0, maybe 1-0. No one thinking that it's going to be like a real 2-3, 3-1, maybe a 4-0, like a proper surprise. It could be, couldn't it? I mean, look at what Arsenal did to Madrid in the first leg. Something like that. If they did that, just smacked 3 in, ties over going to Paris, innit? We all thought that at Real Madrid, and it proved to be the case. That's my real concern, I'll be honest. That's my real worry, is that this is like a proper historic performance from Arsenal. I'd love it if PSG did it as well. I'd love if PSG came here and just stuck 3 on them and just, yeah, whatever. We were miles better than you, and then we can give it back, can't we? Then we can really give it back. MJP, as an Arsenal fan, I respect Liverpool, honestly. Well, look, and we respect... Well, I can't speak for all Liverpool fans, but I respect Arsenal. I really do respect Arsenal, the team. Don't particularly like Mikel Arteta. Don't particularly like some of the social media aspects of the club. But, big club, never would argue otherwise. Quite like a lot of the players in the team, including Rice, who I think is so good. And I like Timber as well. Very, very good players. So, yeah, would never ever argue otherwise. But I still don't want you to win it. Kuram, if I had a bet on PSG 5, Arsenal 2. What, tonight or over the 2 legs? Crikey, if you say tonight, good luck. Reese, I think this will be either 2-1 Arsenal or we get slapped 4-0. Ethan McManaman saying that Saka is better than prime Sterling, Sané, Sanchez and Mahrez. Oh, Steve McManaman is just... We don't claim him. As Liverpool fans, we don't claim him. Him, Redknapp, Stephen Warnock, Danny Murphy. Nah, we don't. You're not one of us, sorry. Caleb, I think 1-1 draw. I think that's a more reasonable outlook. Yeah, 1-1, maybe even 2-1 Arsenal. But we'll see. Gunner Forever, 3-0 Arsenal. AB, 3-1, I say. Fast, thank you for the follow. Sister Fister, I respect Arsenal, but the fans can feck off. Peter, good to have you. 3-0 PSG. There's a proper... I mean, look, isn't that just preemptive of what an amazing game we're likely to have? That there's people in the chat who think it could well be a walloping from Arsenal, a walloping from PSG. It could be 0-0, it could be 1-1, it could be 2-1 either way, it could be 2-2. Kuram saying 5-2 PSG. Like, we have no idea. Let's be honest, let's be straight. None of us have absolutely any idea. There's no indications going into this one. Whether it's going to be high scoring, low scoring, PSG comfortable win, Arsenal comfortable win, or a bore draw. We have absolutely no idea. We're just sticking a finger in the air. Whereas I think with a lot of other games, you get a good vibe for it before kick-off. You get a good feeling of where the two teams are in comparison to each other. And I still believe PSG are the better team. They are the better team over Arsenal. They've got the better individuals, but Arsenal are in a really good moment. They're in a really, really good moment, and there's just a little sense that I've got, and I don't often compare this, but it does feel a little bit like the atmosphere around the club, you know, just a lot like Liverpool when we won it in 2005. That's how it feels to me. It feels like there's a little bit of a against the odds. Up against it, big players out injured. And almost if they can't afford to get it wrong as well. Like, the margin for error for Arsenal is so big that if their home form, if their league form falls off and they don't win this Champions League, imagine they finish the season in maybe third after a 2-horse race. They finish third in a 2-horse race, and then they're potless. And then maybe that's compounded by the fact that Spurs go and win the Europa League. Criticism would be intense on Mikel Arteta and that club, and they'd have to respond. And that's why I just feel like we might see something special from Arsenal. I hope I'm wrong. I really, really hope I'm wrong, and I hope PSG go through. But I've got a horrible problem with it. I really think that there's going to be, or a horrible feeling about it. Kuram, tonight Arsenal will get slapped. Kane, what channel is it on? It's on Amazon Prime. Reese, Prime Sanchez was different class. I never really thought Alexis Sanchez was all that. I always thought he was a poor man's Suarez. Just, a bit of that South American flair. I did like him. I thought he was a good player, but never more than a good player. And when he went to United, we kind of saw that bear fruit as well. Anthony, you going to the parade? No, I won't be going to the parade. Been to plenty over the years. Not really my idea of a fun time now. So no, won't be going to the parade. Sister Fister, what's your prediction? Again, mate, PSG 3-1, let's go. My prediction for this, I'm going to say 1-1. No, so that's sitting on the fence, innit? I'm going to go 2-1 PSG. I'm going to go 2-1 PSG. I think they get something and they nick a lead in this. I think PSG surprise Arsenal, so I'm going to go 2-1. Caleb, do you think there will be a chance of a boring game? Or I could be wrong because PSG started very well at Villa Park, but that was the second leg. And they started really, not poorly, but kind of sat off a little bit against us at Anfield in the second leg. In the first leg of both of those games, they were sharp and out the traps. So you can't call it. There's no form with it. You can't really say. Kane, anyone know what the game's on? Yep, Amazon Prime. Sorry, mate. Reece Crownshaw, Rice. If we don't have the ball, we die. Jesus, he knows. Yeah, and that's going to be the big issue for them. Is Fabian Ruiz, Vitinha, and Neves? They do not lose that ball. They passed Liverpool off the pitch. Our midfield has legs. If there's one thing Liverpool's midfield does have, it's legs and energy. We looked knackered after we played them. They literally Space Jammed us, I would say, for a good month after it. We didn't look right. That Newcastle League Cup final was from the PSG game. I firmly believe that. Them three for PSG, they had us chasing shadows. AH, have you found any more Newcastle players that are going to Liverpool in the summer? No, just the two, mate. We're not interested in any others, just the two. We'll take your two best players off you, and then we'll leave it at that. You can probably keep the others. We'll give you a couple of our cast-offs. You can keep them if you want. Have Kelleher. Kelleher's alright. He'll do alright for you. He'll do alright at Newcastle. You can have him. And you can have Kwanzaa as well if you want. You can even have Harvey. No, Harvey's alright. That's probably a bit too... You can have Kwanzaa. You can have Kwanzaa and Kelleher. He'll do alright for you at Newcastle. Sister Vista, I want a 3-1, but PSG will play for a draw at least and want to do it at home. Obviously, want to win though. Yeah, and that's the balancing act, isn't it? It's going to be so difficult to call this one. You just don't know whether PSG are going to start strong. Are they going to try and ride the wave a little bit and let Arsenal come at them to start with and maybe try to pick them off on the counter-attack? They can do that, can't they? We know how quick they are. Doué, Kvaratskhelia and Dembele, they got pace to burn. Up against the likes of Kiwior and, they could get him behind. We know Lewis Skelly likes a last man foul. Could just cause them issues. I think that's something I'd bet on tonight. If I had like a free £10 bet, I'd probably put a bet on a red card in this game. Red card in this game. Get on it. Kuram, Arsenal honeymoon will finish soon by PSG. AB, the problem with Arsenal is the lack of consistency. Well, I think they've been quite consistent all season. I know they're a little bit behind where they were last season. The thing is, Arsenal fans will tell you that the reason they are where they are is because they've had injuries. But they won't acknowledge the fact that without those injuries, they were still 9 points behind Liverpool at Christmas. So yeah. Rudy Gomez Mendes, thanks for the follow. Reese, if Arsenal win this game, I'm absolutely spamming this chat. Well, hey, don't go too early, Reese. Don't go too early, like your dad. Don't go too early because there's still another leg to play in this, right? So if PSG batter you, I won't go too early. You don't go too early if Arsenal get a win. Still another leg to go in this one. Joe, Arsenal will win. I hate saying this. Nah, come on. Have some faith, Joe. Kuram, Kvara is just class. Doué's great potential. Yeah. Jake, AH Gordon's desperate to go. Apparently signed a new deal at Xmas, but he's desperate. Jake, we've talked about this, mate. You know it. Just because you sign a new contract doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything. New contract ain't worth the paper it's written on with these players these days. Honestly, they don't care. Players sign new contract today, they can be gone tomorrow. Means absolutely diddly squat. Caleb, yeah, but Arsenal are a different team to Villa. Of course, yeah. But they did it against Liverpool too. So again, we don't know how they're going to approach it. It's going to be a 50... It's a flip of a coin. And that's the bit that I'm really intrigued to see. Just this first 10 minutes of football, how does it play out? Do we see Arsenal actually sitting back and kind of... Do they try and play on the counter? Do they cede possession? And you know, use the pace of Trossard and Martinelli and Saka? Do they do it that way? Or do they try and hit them really hard and leave a bit of space for Dembele, Doué and Kvaratskhelia at the end? It's just going to be really interesting to see how the two kind of blend in the first 10 minutes. Endris Mohammed, thank you for the follow. Unknown, they absolutely damaged our midfield because after we played them, we played not good football. Yep, for weeks. Weeks and weeks and weeks. Broomkegs, think Newcastle will win the Prem before Arsenal. One's on the up and the other one clinging on to tonight. Newcastle to win the Prem before Arsenal. That's a big shout, isn't it? There's Arsene Wenger in the stands. He's not got his big long tent coat on tonight. To be honest, you'd be mad to wear a coat out tonight. It's boiling, innit? It's absolutely boiling today. Beautiful day in England. Don't say that very often, but it's an absolutely gorgeous day. The weather's been scalding hot. And sunbathing today, not that you'd know it, but you know, you actually can sit out in the garden and have a nice day. Sister Vista, nearly 3-1 odds for PSG to have more corners. Okay. Has before, thank you for the follow. She's like, thank you for the follow. Jake, Newcastle aren't a selling club. If you want Isak or Gordon, you're overpaying, which Liverpool don't do. Unless Isak or Gordon rock the boat, then we don't have to overpay. Oh, here we go. North London forever. Turn the sound down. We're about to see some forced fun. It's so cringy. Samson, thank you for the follow. Again, just before we approach kickoff, we've got 5 minutes to kick off. I'm going to talk over North London forever because it's an absolute state, that, innit? It's an absolute state, that song. Premier League Dad, right? Premier League Dad. We live stream football matches every single day. We are doing Champions League today, Champions League tomorrow, Europa League Thursday, back to the Premier League on Friday with Manchester City and Wolves. On Saturday, we're going to be doing 4 live streams back to back, starting with the Championship final day at 12:30, finishing with, it's 3 o'clock, we're going to do Everton against Ipswich at Goodison Park, and then on to the Premier League games throughout the day. But we do Serie A, we do La Liga, we do Championship, Premier League as you'd expect, Europa League, Conference League and Champions League. If there's a game of footy live, chances are, so are we. So I do live streams every single day. We have all sorts of fans in the chat, as you've probably tell from being in there now. We've got Arsenal fans, Liverpool fans, Coventry fans, Bristol City fans, Leeds fans. Everyone piles in. So if you like watch-alongs and you're passionate about football, right? Doesn't matter what your club is. If you're passionate about football and you're like me, you're a bit of a nerd who watches any game that's on telly, anyone who's playing, you'll watch Arsenal PSG just as much as you'll watch Norwich against Swansea, even though neither of them are your team. If that's you, you need to go and give us a follow. Go over to YouTube and subscribe at Premier League Dad. Go to TikTok or Twitch or Instagram or Facebook or X, wherever you're watching this, because we're live across them all right now. Go and give us a subscribe, give us a follow. We're live every single day. We've got a great community of football fans across the country, across the world, different fans, and they're all sound for the most part. We've got some dodgy ones in there, but most of them are sound. And they're all really lovely. Reese, what a tune. Jake, are you doing the Toon game on Sunday? Who are Toon playing on Sunday? To be honest, I've not confirmed the schedule for this weekend. I need to put it to you, the people. I need to ask you, who do we think we should be watching? Because there's a championship. There's all those championship final games, end of the season games, at 12:30. But Villa and Fulham also kick off at 12:30. That's a massive one as well for the European places in the Prem. Do we sacrifice that for maybe those last championship games so we can figure out what's going on with them? I don't know yet. We'll see. On the Premier League games, there's Everton Ipswich at 3 and Arsenal Bournemouth at 5:30. Again, probably a little bit riding on that for Bournemouth, but nothing riding on it for Arsenal. And then on Sunday, what games we got on Sunday? Brentford against Man United. West Ham Tottenham. Nah. Brighton Newcastle. That might be the one to watch. Yeah, Jake, I think that might be the one to watch. I think we do. Brighton Newcastle on Sunday. And then obviously Chelsea against Liverpool is the 4:30. So we'll do that on Sunday. And of course, there is a late La Liga game as well. We could do either... it'd be Real Sociedad against Bilbao. Or Bologna against Juventus, actually. That might be a better one. Serie A, Bologna against Juventus. So we might do that one on Sunday night. But either way, there'll be 4 games live. We'll be doing watch-alongs all day Saturday and then 3 on Sunday. So absolutely loads going on. Thank you so much for Reese and Caleb. Thank you for sharing the live. Cryman, thank you for the follow. I hope I'm not Cryman at the end of this game. Come on, PSG. Allez, PSG. Zlatko Vincic is the referee. Last season's Champions League final referee. It's just said. Interesting. Ben up the Parisians. Yes, he's right. Allez les Bleus. Mendes, Pacho, Marquinhos and Hakimi, Fabian Ruiz, Vitinha, João Neves, and then that front 3, Kvaratskhelia, Dembele and Doué for PSG with Donnarumma in goal. You just can't separate them, can you? You just can't separate them. Yep, there you go. There you go. He's just said, Arsenal fans were telling me that we've already beat these. We've already beat these 2-0. We'll batter these. No problem. We've already beat these once this season. Yeah. And the last time these came here, they didn't have Dembele and they didn't have Kvaratskhelia. That's why. Vargas, no. Vas a encenar el partido? No. No. Anthony, why the minute silent? It's for the Pope. Pope Francis. Yeah, Pope Francis passed away due to a stroke, I believe it was, wasn't it, in the end? So yeah, whether you're religious or not, Pope Francis has died. So, minute silence for him. I think they'll be appointing a new Pope soon, won't they? Never thought I'd be talking about that on the live, but there you go. I think they're appointing a new Pope. It's a bit like a king or the queen, isn't it? The Pope is dead. Long live the Pope. New one comes straight back in. So, yeah. And we might be seeing is there an African Pope potentially for the first time? He's one of the favourites to get it. Right. Let's get the old scoreboard going. Let's get the old scoreboard going here. Again, quick reminder before kickoff, I'm going to say it again. If you haven't already, get over to YouTube, get on TikTok, follow Premier League Dad. We're live, we're off, we've kicked off the first of a big semi-final. First leg of a big semi-final here in London. I say here in London, they're in London. I'm not in London, thankfully. Dead expensive in London. Have you heard the news today as well? Another piece of news that's come out of the Spanish press today is the result of, or the consequence of Real Madrid having such a terrible, terrible season is that the president is going to sanction a big summer blowout. Yoo-hoo, big summer blowout. It's going to sanction a big summer blowout this summer, and one of the targets that they are alleged to be prepared to pay any amount of money for is William Saliba. And apparently conversations have already begun on that front to that end. So, as an Arsenal fan, how would you feel about that if you had to accept a very, very big offer for William Saliba? Ben Twaso's Northerners love to hate London. I cannot stand the place. Yeah, I'm not a fan of London at all. Everything's mega expensive. And do you know what? I'd actually say Paris as a city has the edge over London, because at least Paris has some real natural beauty to it. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, that might be a foul. It is a foul. It is a foul on Hakimi. No skill, Aaron. What's Saliba worth? How old is he? How old is Saliba? Early 20s, I know, but like, are we talking, is he 22, 21 or 24? I genuinely don't know. He's 24, right? He's 24, Saliba. So, I think coming into his prime, Saliba's probably worth about what Liverpool paid for Van Dijk, with a touch of inflation on it. So we paid like, what, 70 million for Van Dijk? I think they could reasonably expect 90 for Saliba. You're never going to get 100 million plus, because he's not, you know, defenders don't go for more. Defenders and goalkeepers and fullbacks will never ever go for as much as midfielders and attackers. That's just the reality of the situation. So yeah, I'd be very, very surprised if it topped 100 million, but 90 certainly. Reece, nothing less than 200 million for Saliba. Yeah, I don't think you'd get that. Nowhere near. Here's Kvaratskhelia. Get at him. Hit it. Yes, it's 1-0. Dembele. 3 minutes. Have a bit of that. Yes. 1-0. 1-0 PSG. It started. It started. It started as we mean to go on. Get in there. 1-0 PSG. Finish these off early. Let's have a 3 or 4-0. Put that Lego head back where he deserves. Out of this competition. Look at that. Pyros going off in the away end. We love that. We love that. Declan Rice shaking his head. He doesn't know what's going on here. They've just been picked apart by PSG there. They have been picked apart. Dembele driving forward. He gets it out to my mate, Kvaratskhelia. Cuts in on his favoured right foot. Pulls it back. And Dembele with his left just drills it into the bottom corner off the post. Great finish from the edge of the area. He hits it into the floor, but that's so difficult to keep that down. But the two players, the two danger men that we talked about before kickoff, Dembele, Kvaratskhelia linking up, and look at Luis Enrique. Oh, it's great. It's deserved. It's the start that we were all hoping for. It's Arsenal 0, PSG 1. Have a bit of that. Oh, here we go. Declan Rice. Just calm down. Just calm down. Yeah, it's about to be 2-0, Declan. You're going to get woke up in a minute. 2-0. Come on, PSG. Finish these off nice and early. Oh. NTISY, remember me? I do remember you. Yes, I do. How you doing, mate? Good to see you. Good to see you. Viva PSG. Yes, allez les bleus. Come on. This is a brilliant start. This is exactly what we were hoping for here. Unique Mining, SAG. I'm a PSG supporter and I'm scared as fuck. You don't need to be scared, mate. You don't need to be scared. That's exactly the start we were hoping for. Should get me PSG top on really here. Get me PSG top on. Come on. Reece, why is he knee sliding on the carpet of North London? Sister Fister, vamos, NTI, I'm good, mate. Congrats on the league. Yeah, it's been a very good weekend. It's been a very, very good weekend. It might be about to get a better week if these get a pump in tonight. Athanasios Zigouras, United forever. Greetings from Greece. Kalimera. Is it Kalimera? We was away in Greece not that long ago. Beautiful place. Beautiful Greece. Oh, that's beautiful. Unlucky. Offside. Oh no, handball. Handball. NTI, where to watch this, mate? It's on Amazon Prime, buddy. It's on Amazon Prime. NHL, Aulico, Arsenal, yes. Scouse House, come on, PSG. User 61331471065568. Liverpool for breakfast and Arsenal for lunch. Yeah, with a little Aston Villa for brunch. That's quite the triplet, isn't it? A little slice of Aston Villa for a snack. Oh, this is brilliant. This is absolutely brilliant. NTI, ISY, who will win the Champions League? I think it's going to be PSG. I think it's going to be PSG against Barcelona, and both teams are on for a treble, and it's going to be a hell of a final. Paris Saint-Germain will have... They've got the French Cup final against Reims to play. And if they can, obviously they've already won Liga, but if they win the French Cup against Reims, as we would expect them to, we already know Barcelona, of course, have won the Copa del Rey. They beat Real Madrid in the final the other night, which we did a watch along for, by the way, just to show you how diverse this channel is. We watch every game, a game every single day, at least one game every single day. We do a watch along on, and we watch games from all across Europe. So we watched Barcelona secure the Cup. I think they're about to secure La Liga. They're 4 points, I think, clear on Real Madrid as it stands. So I think Barca will win La Liga, and they'll play PSG in the final for a potential treble. And PSG will do the same. It's a corner to Arsenal. Corner to Arsenal. Ethan, who scored the goal? No skill Aaron, it was Dembele. Yeah, it was. Dembele from the edge of the area. Martinelli's just got down the left-hand side here. He's won Arsenal a corner. It's the first real sight we've seen of Arsenal coming forward as any sort of attacking threats. I mean, they're doing the usual, sending all the players to the back post, and PSG are unaffected by it. They're just kind of lining up as you'd expect in their usual positions. Reece passing it around the back. Arsenal against PSG is diabolical. Dangerous game, innit? Very dangerous game, that, from Arsenal. No skill Aaron. Party yellow, sold Arsenal. Marino is so bad in midfield. PSG clear the corner. Very good play, and they're away again here, and that's a foul. Must be a yellow. Must be a foul and a yellow. Ow, how? Oh, it is a yellow. Arteta is complaining, but it's a yellow card for Leandro Trossard, who chased back Hakimi. He was never ever catching him. I can't believe that Arteta can even claim that wasn't a yellow. He literally grabs hold of Hakimi's shirt and then shoves him forward while he's like mid-sprint. He always was going down. It was a nailed-on yellow card. No skill Aaron. Marino so bad in midfield. Yeah, Marino is not a good signing. He is not a good signing. He's proved to be a very, very useful sort of backup centre-forward, but that's just not what they signed him for. And do you know what? It's mad because Arsenal fan channels have been saying that as well for so long. Before Havertz got injured and Marino was playing in his usual position in midfield, they were all saying what a horrible signing he'd been. What a terrible signing. He was anonymous. He does absolutely nothing all game. Another shot from PSG. Saved by Raya. NCI, who has been on top so far? I mean, PSG have scored and then just kind of sat off, really. I mean, they're just I think they'd take this now, PSG. A 1-0 lead going back to Paris. They'd be quite happy with this, but they are still creating chances. I mean, they've had a shot on target. I don't think Arsenal have. Since the goal as well, by the way. So there's been a goal and a shot on target from PSG since they scored. Sorry, yeah, you know what I meant. El Bicho, Hala Paris, yes. Love that. Allez les bleus. Reece, this is going to be an absolute pasting tonight, Jesus. We can only hope. We can only hope. Absolutely rooting for a pasting. We would love it if Arsenal got a pasting. 2 or 3-0, please. I would love it. I am so there for that. Patch up. We just don't want any mistakes at the back from PSG. They've been so good all season in that sense. Kvaratskhelia goes down. Timber with the foul. Keep racking them yellow cards up. That's what we want. Get them on yellows. Here's Doué down the left-hand side. Chance for PSG. Hakimi. Just keep hold of it. That's the bit that's going to frustrate Arsenal. They're not taking any risks, PSG. They're getting into good areas, but they're just recycling the ball. Just keeping hold of it in really good positions. And they're hurting Arsenal. They're really hurting them. Kvaratskhelia to get at Timber. Go on. They're doubling up on him. They can't leave him alone. Is he going to get a corner? He does. Corner ball. Great play by him. Absolutely great play by Kvaratskhelia. He's so good. Can't believe Napoli have sold him. They're going to go and win the league. PSG sell Mbappe. These are winning the league. And yeah, Real Madrid are winning nothing. There you go. Cat on the Cop by Arsenal Hate Watch. It's all good. It's all good fun. We're loving it here. We are absolutely loving the Hate Watch. Ball into the box by Doué. There was a claim there. Shot from distance by Hakimi. Another one. It's all PSG here. This could be finished in a minute. 2-0. Oh, good save by Raya. Marquinhos with the header straight at goal. But that's 3 shots on target for PSG now. One of them's gone in. It's all PSG. It's all PSG. We are 14 minutes in here. And it is all PSG. They are battering Arsenal. They'll be lucky if they get to half-time and it's still 1-0 here. They're all over them. Like a cheap suit. There you go. Free kick to Arsenal. Free kick to Arsenal. They're asking for a yellow card for Hakimi. He's done nothing wrong there as far as I can see. Or Neves. I think it was for standing on the ball maybe, as it was a free kick. Arsenal tried to take a quick free kick. That's a yellow. That's a yellow. Behave yourself. That's a yellow. He hit it at him. He got up and hit it at him. It was never a yellow card. Ref was so quick to bring out the yellow for Arsenal. Yeah, because he was on the counter-attack. He was on the counter-attack. Hakimi was away and he pushed him down. It's a yellow. Come on, Reece. I know you're upset, but please have a little bit of objectivity about this. Long ball from Arsenal, straight out of play. Awful. Straight out of play. NCL, Newcastle beating PSG ain't for everyone. I support NUFC, by the way. Well, you lads got done in Paris, didn't you? I remember that one. That handball that never was. That handball that never was. Luis Enrique telling them to keep their head. Keep their head. After these first 15 minutes, I've got to say, if PSG leave here with anything other than a win, it will be incredibly disappointing from Luis Enrique's point of view, because they have not only scored and been thoroughly, they've just dominated Arsenal in every single sense. They have battered them. They've got to make this pressure tell. Arsenal are going to have a period in the game, you would think. Kvaratskhelia, that's a penalty! That's a penalty, ref! How are you not giving that? That is a penalty! Ref, you've got to check that. You've got to check that. That was a penalty, I'm telling you. That was a penalty to PSG. Get it checked. The ref says no. The ref says no, but I'm telling you that was a penalty. Let's have a look. We'll have a look. Of course we'll have a look. Come on. VAR, get involved. There is VAR activity. They've just confirmed. There is VAR activity. It's gonna be one of them. The ref in a minute. In a minute, he's gonna do it. I'm telling you, it's coming up. That's a foul, referee. That's a foul. And just wait a minute. We're gonna check. Check for the penalty. Give it a quick check, ref. Are we having it or what? Are we at least gonna have a look at it? Let's have a look. Is he giving it? Is he checking? Is there anything? Let's see. Here we go. They're going to watch it back. Gets into the area. He goes down easily, but I'll tell you something. He's certainly playing a very dangerous game there, Timber. He basically rugby tackles him. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that. Clattenburg saying that the ref seemed to think he was he's dove there. He definitely accentuated the contact. He's exaggerated the contact. I can't lie, but yeah, I mean Timber's on a dangerous game there, very dangerous game. Gail, thank you for sharing the live. Aaron, no pen, looking for it. Yeah, he was, wasn't he? He was. I don't blame him. Come on, Kvara. Get another one. Let's get another one, PSG. Oh, please. Please get a second. It'll be so, so good. Arsenal out of this one. Again, the dream is still alive. Arsenal potless. United go out on Thursday. Spurs win the Europa League. That's what I'm rooting for. The rage that will fill social media from Arsenal and Man United fans, it will be palatable. Reese, enjoying this hate watch too much, Prem Dad. Keep your... Sorry, mate. I am. I'm getting carried away with myself, and I need you to keep me in check. I apologise. It's not good. It's not polite either. It's not polite. We always have our manners on this, at least. I've got to stay humble a little bit, but it's just hard. It's really hard with the... Oh, that's another foul, ref. Get Timber on a booking now, ref. Come on, how many times? Get him on a booking. Multiple times now, Timber. He's had 2 handballs. He keeps kicking Kvaradonna, the Georgian Messi. Unbelievable. It's not good enough, this ref. Sort it out. Reese, if that was a Liverpool player against PSG, I'd say that's a clear pen. There you go. And we know that. We know that. It's all love. We know it. Gabriel. Reese, Timber is already on a pen. On a yellow. Is he already on a yellow? No skill, Aaron. Done a mistake to end this game. 1-1. Watch. Don't say that. Don't say that. He's already on a yellow. What? As in he's already on a yellow. If he gets a yellow, he misses the second leg? Or he's already been booked in this game? Has he been booked already? He's not, has he? He's not. Oh, I missed that. No, he's not. He's not. He's, No, it's Trossard. Trossard was booked. Timber hasn't been booked. Yeah, it's only Trossard. I thought he was on about he might miss the second leg if he gets a booking. I actually don't know who those players are. Here's Saka. That was really good play by Saka. Out wide to Odegaard, into the box. Cleared away. Good play by PSG. Really good play. And it's a free kick. Marino diving in. Free kick. Reece, he's coming very close to being carded though. Yeah, that's like 3 fouls in the opening 20 minutes. You've got to get a yellow card at some point. I think he must be. Surely there's an accumulative level now where the ref will say to him, look, mate, you can't keep fouling Kvarat. It's all on the same player as well. You can't keep fouling him and the next one you're getting a card. Just from the totting up thing, even if the next foul is really soft, Timber has to get a card for it. Because he's basically had 3 fouls now and nearly a penalty as well. Jack, do you agree with the yellow card suspension rule, the one that made Partey miss this game? Yeah, I do. I think for a final, maybe not. Maybe for finals, you should get it wiped because you want to see the best 2 teams competing against each other. But, you know, suspensions are suspensions. You can't keep getting carded. And look, Thomas Partey and the way that Arsenal play as well, they do tactical fouls. You know, that's kind of the whole thing is if a player gets the wrong side and Thomas Partey has an option, you know, an opportunity to foul him and does, he gets a yellow card. There's only so many times you can do that before you get pulled back and it's a red or a suspension. So, yeah, you've got to have punishments for it. You've got to have punishments, and I think suspensions are the right thing, but maybe for finals there's an argument that you should probably kind of, oh, that might be a yellow. Lewis Skelly did well there. Hakimi brought him down. Is he going to get a yellow? No, he's not getting a yellow. I probably would have thought that would have been a yellow. Yeah, Arteta's not happy that it's not a yellow. He's not happy at all. Crowd getting a lot more animated now with these decisions from the referee, that they're not getting the decisions they expected. There you go, Reece. Yeah, ref said last time to Hakimi. Yeah, there you go. So at least he's being. I would imagine he said the same to Timber. I would fully expect he said the same to Timber. Because Timber's fouled more than Hakimi has. So maybe those two are on final warnings and their next foul, however so dangerous it is a booking. NTI, Arteta is such a whinge. Yeah. I think he's one of the main reasons why so many neutrals just don't really like Arsenal. It's Arteta. He's just thoroughly unlikable, isn't he? Kiwior with the header straight into Donnarumma's arms. So easy. So easy that. And we're drifting into the first half of the first half is over. And you've got to say, the first 20-25 minutes, all PSG. All PSG. We haven't had any meaningful shots from Arsenal in this game. They've had none on target. One shot, one corner. That's it. It's been 74% possession to PSG as well so far in this game. You wouldn't have thought that, would you? 74% possession to PSG. 26 Arsenal. Arsenal are just maybe working their way back into it though. The last couple of minutes, it feels like they're getting into more advanced positions in the pitch, and maybe that's PSG playing phases of the game almost. They're 1-0 up, they've started really well, and now is this where they take a view on the game almost, and right, we know we're going to expect pressure from Arsenal at some point. Let's now try to ride it out. Let's just ride it out to half-time now. Let's get to half-time. Maybe this is really good game management from Luis Enrique and his team. Martinelli's offside there. Really good play by Mendes, winning it twice there. Really, really smart. And brilliant midfield play as well, all the way back. That's so composed from PSG. Do you know what? If they get into the final against Barca, they're beating Barca. They are beating Barca. And I love Barcelona as well. I love Pau and... Oh, that's a great piece of play as well by Hakimi. He's in. They've got a chance if they get this right. João Neves out to Kvara. Get at him. Kvara. Oh, again, shot on target. Took a deflection, but there you go. We've had another shot on target. It's another shot on target. No skill, Aaron. It's Marino. Arsenal basically playing a man down. Yeah, he's not going to get favourable reviews off the Arsenal fan channels tonight, is he, Marino? Saying that, I'm not entirely sure Odegaard has really covered himself in glory so far. None of them have. Here's Martinelli. It may be the one who's looked most likely to create something. Good play by Lewis Skelly. Here's Trossard, ball across into Donnarumma. Too easy. Far, far too easy. NTI, possession never matters, mate. Remember when we battered Man U 4-1, they had more possession. Well, I know, but what I'm saying is, I guess from an away side coming to the Emirates, you might have expected... We talked about this before the game. I know it was a 50-50 sort of... No, but there wasn't a consensus. There wasn't an agreement in the chat, but you might have expected, many people might have expected PSG to have less of the ball, given that Arsenal are at home, and you would think Arsenal might start fast and dominate as they did against Real Madrid here. We've not seen that, have we? We've not seen that. We've seen PSG have all the ball and have all the chances. And, like, that's a thoroughly disappointing start from Arsenal. 30 minutes in. It's, yeah. And again, yeah, Reece, great point there. Arsenal's whole philosophy used to be possession-based. It did under Wenger, didn't it? And it felt like there was a lot more of a... There was a lot more risk taken with Wenger, though. It wasn't just about having the ball. It was about, let's take some risks and get bodies into the final third. It feels like with Arteta, it's about managing risk. It's so... Oh, it's so rigid and unemotional. I don't like his style of football. No skill, Aaron. Move Skelly mid, Marino up top, and get Ben White on. So you'd be dropping Trossard. That might be the move, to be honest. I think Trossard already on a yellow card, of course. So that might actually be the move that we see. Maybe Ben White comes on, as you say. Maybe Zinchenko, actually. Zinchenko to the left back, bit of experience. You know, he's done it before. Get him on and get him at left back. Get Lewis Skelly into midfield. Get on the ball a touch more. And, yeah, Marino up front, where maybe he can do a bit more damage and be a bit more of a physical presence in there than Trossard is. Because Trossard, I'll be honest, looking at that now, that's so bad from Arsenal. There's nobody really dominating Pacho and Marquinhos. Marquinhos and Pacho have never had an easier game than this so far. They've never had an easier game. They've had nothing to track. They've had no concerns at all in this game. They've had nobody running off the shoulder, nobody trying to run in behind, nobody dragging them either into positions they don't like, which is often what we see Kai Havertz do. At least when Arsenal have Kai Havertz, I know he's not always clinical, he's not a proper out-and-out centre-forward, but he gets those centre-backs in areas of the pitch they don't want to be in, because he drops between the lines. We're not seeing that with Trossard, and Martinelli's not doing it, Saka's not doing it, they're staying quite wide. So, yeah, Trossard is probably the one to sacrifice at some point. Ethan, thoughts on United versus Bilbao? Valverde versus Amorim is a proper mismatch for me. Yeah. I mean, we'll cover that obviously later this week. We are going to be doing that one on Thursday. I think Ernesto Valverde is one of the best tacticians around. PSG have won themselves in Luis Enrique, but with Valverde... I mean, Bilbao have got a great home record as well. I saw that earlier. They've won all 6 of their home games in Europe this season at the San Mamés, and they have the best defensive record in La Liga. So any idea that Man United are going to go there and win is outrageous. When we've just seen United put those 2 performances in against Bournemouth and Wolves, it staggers me that there are people who think United can go to the San Mamés and win. Ball over the top. PSG are in here. Could be 2. Dembele, chance. Oh, he should have shot there. He missed his chance. Dembele's in the area here. Ball in. Comes out. Doué, hit it. Doué, chance. Oh! Kvara, is he off? He's not offside. Off the post. Off the post. And now the offside flag goes up. I think he was on, you know. I think he was on. David Raya is now screaming at the Arsenal fans, saying, come on, get up for it. I tell you what, that was very nearly 2-0. Dembele was onside. There's no doubt about that. He passes it across the face of goal. Dembele with the pass to Doué. Doué with the shot. Yeah, I think Kvaratskhelia was just offside, actually. He was. So, yeah. Amorim not as tactically astute as maybe he needs to be against Valverde. Ernesto Valverde as well, by the way, almost appointed Manchester United manager. Let's not forget that. A few years ago, I think after Ole Gunnar Solskjaer left, Ernesto Valverde was approached by the club and they offered him the job. They offered him the job on the understanding that he'd take it to the end of the season, and he would only be offered it on an interim basis, and they'd review again at the end of the season. Instead, what happened was Erik ten Hag came in. They gave it to Rangnick, didn't they? And then it went to Erik ten Hag. So Valverde could very well have been Manchester United manager, and might they have seen a different turn of fortunes over the last few years if that had been the case. NCI SY Premier League predictions for 25-26. You can't predict anything yet, mate, until we see what the summer brings, until we see what those transfers look like for each team. I think we're going to see big change at the top. I think Manchester City make a lot of big changes. I think Liverpool, and I think even Arsenal make quite a few changes. So all the teams that we would expect to be in that title race will certainly make changes. The only thing that I can say for absolute certain is that the 3 teams that come up will not be the 3 teams that go down. I think we'll get at least one current Premier League side go down. Dawit, thank you for the follow. Ollie Arnold, what is Arsenal PSG on? It's on Amazon Prime, Ollie. Ben, follow this lad. If you love football, you'll love his content. Cheers, mate. You're an absolute sweetheart. Great play there again by PSG. Fabian Ruiz, that's a foul. That's a foul, referee. That's a foul. And it should be a yellow. It should be a yellow. He's so good, Fabian Ruiz. So good. Noobsybot 545. Has Kvara had any shots on target? Yes, I think he has had one shot on target. He had a shot. It was deflected off Lewis Skelly, but I think it would have counted as a shot on target. That's the only thing I can say, Noobsybot. He did shoot. It looked like it was going on target. Lewis Skelly did get a foot to it. Or it might have been Timber, actually. I think Timber got a foot to it. And it went on target. Raya saved it. So, yeah, I do think he has had one. NTI, thank you for sharing the live. We've got nearly 1,000 people just on TikTok watching us. We've got plenty more on YouTube. Plenty more on TikTok, on Twitch, sorry. And Instagram, Facebook, we've got them all. Naya Kinder, Arsenal to win. It's not looking good, Naya Kinder. It's not looking good. Noobsybot, appreciate you. If you appreciate me, mate, give us a follow. Give us a follow if you don't already. And go to YouTube and subscribe as well. Show your appreciation. Jack, I think Everton go down. They are losing so many players and not getting any money for it. Leeds stay. I think that might be one to watch, Jack. I think you could be right there. Everton, Decore, Garner Gay, Young, Coleman, Begovic, Harrison, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Breuer, Alcaraz. They've got like 10 players leaving the club, all on either end of loan or free end of contract. And if you lose 10 players and you haven't got a lot of money to replace them, I think the only real sensible thing that Everton can do is sell their one big asset, which will be Jared Branthwaite. And I think if they get maybe 50, 60 million for him, then they'll try and replace him. Gabe22, thank you for the follow. Is it NCL? Sorry, mate, NCL. I'll say NCI. I thought it was NCI. It just looks like I and L, in fairness, look exactly the same when it's capitalised or not, as the case may be. Ethan, I've had Barca to win the whole tournament since the beginning, but the more I see Inter, I'm not sure. Mate, the more I see Inter, the more I'm certain. I've said Inter to win it since they beat Bayern at the Allianz. I thought they were going to win it. But I've watched Inter's last 3 games against Roma. We did a watch-along for the Coppa Italia against AC Milan. They got battered. They're out of that now. They were on for the treble. They're out of that. They lost in the last minute against Bologna, and they lost again narrowly at home to Roma. They're now 3 points behind Napoli at the top of Serie A, and they were flying. They were cruising in the Scudetto. So it looks like they're going to lose the league. They've already lost the Coppa Italia. And I think, to be honest, having watched Barca in the Copa del Rey final the other day, we did a watch-along for that too, I think Barcelona will do Inter over 2 legs. I really do. Gib22, hello from a Seagulls fan. Having a great season. We're not a bad team. What do you think? I have a real soft spot for Brighton. Real soft spot for Brighton because they were a client of mine for many, many, many years. Absolutely love them. Great football club. Tony Bloom, really good operator. Seems to find the right people to run the club and the right people to run the right departments and get the right players in. Great scouting network, and whenever they lose someone, they're in again. Arsenal could be 2. Oh, he got the ball. There was a claim for a penalty. There's a claim for a penalty here for Arsenal. A bit of a follow-up. I tell you something. They're claiming for a penalty. They're not getting a penalty for that. They're not getting a penalty for that. That's not a penalty. I thought that might have been 1-1 Arsenal, to be fair. It got pulled out. Let's just see. No, he gets the ball. He gets the ball. Yeah, he gets the ball. There's absolutely no skill, Aaron. Never mind. Yeah, that's not a pen. That's not even close to a pen. Great piece of defending there by Neves. Wonderful play. Sorry, yes, give 22. Appreciate you saying. Yeah, Brighton, love them to bits. Worked for them for many, many years. Not as an employer, as a client. They're a really, really good club. And yeah, I think as a team, I think Fabian Herzler's had a bit of a mixed bag this season. He's still trying to work out the Prem, trying to work out his team. Hopefully you can keep all the players like Baleba and Minter. And obviously there's rumours linking Rutter to Chelsea as well. That's another one. Linking Rutter to Chelsea. Could that happen? But you've got a lot of... I really like Jack Hinchelwood as well. Love Jack Hinchelwood. He reminds me so much of like a young James Milner. Very, very likeable player, Jack Hinchelwood. So there's a lot to like about Brighton under Fabian Herzler. Gib22, thank you. Spot on about Brighton. Yes, we're very well run, best run team in the country. Wouldn't disagree with that at all. Yeah, wouldn't disagree with that at all. Jack, how do you feel about the 5th Champions League spot for England? I think City and Newcastle are pretty much certain alongside Arsenal and Liverpool, and then that 5th spot. I hope I'm wrong, but I think it's going to go to Chelsea. Oh, no. Here's Saka. Shot from distance, no. Marino, out to Trossard. They've kind of wasted the chance there, Arsenal. Yeah, I think Liverpool maybe get a point at Stamford Bridge this weekend. Saka on the left this time. Oh, how's he missed it? Oh, Martinelli at the back post. Very nearly 1-1 there for Arsenal. That's the first real chance. Saka on the left this time. Martinelli on the right. They've switched sides. I think he'd have been offside anyway. Yeah, he was offside. If Martinelli puts that in, he's offside. So forget that. So yeah, sorry. Coming back to what you were saying there. How do I feel about the Champions League 5th place? I think it's good. I'd like it to be Forest. It won't be Villa. I think Villa have given themselves too much to do with that defeat at City. So, yeah, I expect now that it's going to be between Chelsea and Forest. And obviously those two play each other, don't they, on the last day of the season. So, yeah, I'm interested to see how that finishes. I'd quite like Forest to get it. I always prefer Forest over a plastic club like Chelsea. And it'd be nice to see a different team in the Champions League as well. So Good luck to Forest. I hope they do, but I still don't think they will. I think it might well be Chelsea who sneak it at the end. No skill, Aaron. I basically did what you did with the Kvara pen shout. What I'm going to do with every shout for PSG, let's be honest. Reece, yeah, that's a tackle, to be fair. It's a hell of a tackle. Merino, chance for Arsenal. Claimed by Donnarumma. Really, really good play there by the PSG keeper. 41 minutes on the clock. Arsenal are just creating a few more half chances here. And most of them are coming, by the way, from long balls from deep. They've had a couple of free kicks on the edge of the halfway line that David Raya's gone up and taken. And they're just pumping it into the PSG box. They're just going direct. And I don't mind that. I really don't mind that, because that is a very... That's kind of the old, Mike Bassett 4-4-2, up and at 'em kind of way of playing. Get it up 'em. They don't like it up 'em sort of thing. And, yeah, I don't mind that, because we've talked about that in different streams, different lives recently. The English teams seem too set. Talking mainly about Man United. English teams seem too set on one philosophy, one style of play, and it has to be this way, and we have to get players in who'll only play this style of play. You need players who can play all sorts, and I like this from Arsenal. This is better from them. Much better. Saka's... Oh, I tell you what, if the referee gives that foul against Liverpool, I am raging. I am on the pitch. It's a card here for Saka. It's a card here for Saka for dissent, for kicking the ball away. Let me tell you something. The fullback there, Nuno Mendes, gets the ball robbed off him by Bukayo Saka. He gets it robbed off him. There's no foul. There's absolutely no foul. It is right in front of the linesman. There is no foul at all there. Absolutely not. There's a little push there, and it knocks him off balance. Maybe he gives it for that. Maybe he gives it for that. Yeah, it might be for that. And it's soft, but there's nothing wrong with that at all, I didn't think. And that, I can understand Saka's frustration. He boots the ball away in anger. But hey, there you go. It's gone to a yellow card for Bukayo Saka. Mikel Arteta absolutely raging. That's not good from the referee. Got to say, I like it. It is a hate watch. I do want to see PSG are in here. Really good defending by Kiwior. Of all people, we wouldn't have said that not that long ago, would we? Oh, and Kvaratskhelia has done well there. Wonderful play by Kvara. Oh, and even better, Bukayo Saka running back and taking it off him. And that's a dive. Surely that's a dive. Hakimi as well. Yeah, yellow card for Hakimi. Yellow card for Hakimi. YA, sorry mate, I didn't see you. Yes, Prem Dad, good to see you. Good to see you, mate. Arsenal are a weird club, man. Jack, I think Forest have it in them. I've not been that impressed with Forest recently. Gotta say, I've not been that impressed with them. Caranto, Dembouz will burn Barca if they reach the final. Yeah, I think it's going to be a battle for the treble. Two treble winners playing each other at the Allianz Arena in Munich. It's going to be a great game, that. PSG v Barca. That's my call anyway. Based on the first 45 minutes or so in this one, and everything that I've seen from Inter Milan and Barca over the last few weeks, I'm almost certain that's what we're going to be seeing. Good play there. Much, much better. Arsenal now winning the second balls. This is better. Arsenal don't really want half-time here, you know. I tell you what, do you know what? Now, this is now where they're chasing the referee on every single tackle. Every single tackle they're running to the ref, Arsenal, and demanding yellow cards. That's what I don't like. That's where you can't have... it used to be, didn't it? An imaginary yellow card. An imaginary yellow card would get you a yellow card. You really shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. It's all well and good throwing your arms up and complaining to the crowd or whatever. Martinelli in, could be 1-1. Great save. What a save by Donnarumma. We talked about him being a really big, important player for PSG. He's just shown right there why he's one of the best in the world. Martinelli has to score there. He has to score. I think he'd have been offside as well. He'd have been offside again. Martinelli called for offside once already in this game. I think he'd have been offside there. It's exactly the position, really, that we saw him score against Real Madrid at the Bernabeu in that late goal that he got there. He's one-on-one. He opens his body up as if to pass it into the far corner. He gets it all wrong. Donnarumma reads it. He tries to send him the other way. And, great save by Donnarumma. Great save. Reece, ref is making it all about himself here at the moment. Do you think so? I don't know, mate. I don't know. I don't think it is. I don't think it is all about the referee. I really don't. I think he's actually handled it quite well, given that both players are kind of misbehaving a little bit. And we are seeing a little bit of that tactical fouling from both teams. Half-time. An absolute breathless first half, That was unbelievable. What a magnificent first half of football from PSG. They fully deserve to be in front. David Raya there walking along the edge, trying to get the crowd up. That'd infuriate me as well. If I'm sat in that Arsenal crowd, what are you doing? What are you doing? Get in that dressing room and sort them out. You've played crap for the first 45 minutes. Sorry, maybe the first 40. Maybe we say for 5 minutes Arsenal kind of created a few little half chances. But you've not turned up. You're getting beat and you need to do better. Don't be turning to the crowd and say, come on, get up, as if it's our fault. Nonsense. Get in there and sort them out. Reece, Donnarumma has the wingspan of Christ the Redeemer. Caranto, how did Arsenal go from beating Real Madrid to getting battered by PSG? Two very different sides. Admittedly, I think Real Madrid are still a good side. They're just in a bad moment. PSG are a very good side in a very good moment. They're in really good form. And they're just a wonderful team. So, for me, I just think you're talking about two teams in different phases of the development. Real Madrid probably they'll get a new coach. They'll probably get five, 6 new players. And they'll be a different team next season. This PSG side has been a few years in the making. They've kind of built up together under Luis Enrique. This is the fruit of their labour over the last couple of years, let's say. Big Momo, no skill Aaron, what are you talking about? The PSG will win 2-0. Hope so. Really hope so. Kane talks football. We love the ref. I think the ref's been great. Yeah, I think the ref's been great. Ethan, Madrid are horribly overrated. Bellingham, Mbappe, etc. all believe their own hype. I think that, do you know what the problem is with Madrid? They're not working very hard anymore. Did you see the Pedri goal in the Copa del Rey final? There was an angle of that where it's absolutely damning for Bellingham. Pedri picks the ball up, I think off Bellingham. He wins it from Bellingham and passes it long. He does a long diagonal over to Lamine Yamal. And Lamine Yamal takes it to the byline. He takes his time. And Pedri literally just walks, just trots, dad runs past Bellingham. Bellingham sees him and leaves Pedri to go and loiter around the edge of the Real Madrid penalty area. Yamal lays it off. Pedri knocks it into the top corner. And it's that. It's that with Bellingham. It's that with Real Madrid. I feel like they've lost their work rate. It's that. What's that old expression? The old expression is that hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. That's I'm a firm believer in that. Hard work will beat talent 9 times out of 10 when talent doesn't work hard. And it's exactly that with Real Madrid. They've either lost their hunger, as Noobsy Bots just said there, they've either lost their hunger or something in the dressing room with Ancelotti and maybe something not quite right there. The balance isn't quite right. I don't know what it is. But they're not running for each other. They're not running for the manager. They're not running for themselves. They're not running for the fans. Then again, I don't think many Real Madrid players do run for the fans. The fans are amongst the worst, aren't they? NCL, what do you think has made PSG this good? Just time. They've played together for whatever it is, 12, 18 months as a team, as a minimum. I know Kvaratskhelia is coming. He's quite new. But, Marquinhos has been there for years now. Dembele's kind of got into a good moment. He's been there a couple of years. Vitinha's been there a little bit of time now, hasn't he? Fabian Ruiz, he came in from Napoli. It feels like Hakimi, of course, as well. It feels like they've had like 2-3 years where they've all kind of joined and worked together over time. And It's just a culmination of a lot of good players all reaching their peak at about the right time. And there's a lot to be said for that. I think with Arsenal, you had that. You had what PSG had then. You had that last season with Arsenal and maybe the season before. It feels like with Arsenal now they're just on the wane a little bit, and they need someone else to come in, another big signing like Rice, someone to come in and lift the whole club again. And it's just whether or not they're going to get that. Sister Fister, who do you think is going to finish with the most corners? Oh, you'd have to say Arsenal, wouldn't you? How many corners are we on now with both of them? I think it's one each, isn't it? Yeah, it's one each. It's one each. So I'd lean towards Arsenal. I think PSG will just play on the counter attack now. Paul Samula, Pau Kabasi won it and laid it off to Pedri. Yes, it was, wasn't it? It was the interception from Pau. You're right, I forgot that. He intercepted the pass, didn't he? But either way, he spun. If you watch, they spun round, Pedri knocked it long, and Bellingham is literally just trotting alongside him. They're next to each other, and he leaves him. It's damning. It's absolutely damning. Jack, poor from Bellingham, considering he has some ridiculous breath in him. Martin Wise, 670. Thank you for the follow, mate. Good to have you in the community. Ethan, Ruiz, Vitinha and Neves midfield is a cheat code. Combined with the front three is unreal with a genius coach. I love that. Yeah, I like that. That feels like a good summary, that, Ethan. Noobsy Bot, they need Gyökeres. Christ, you add Gyökeres to this PSG team. Because that feels like, if you look at that front three, Kvaratskhelia, Dembele, Doué, or maybe Barcola, that's the one area they're just lacking, aren't they? Is a proper centre forward. If they went out and they got a Gyökeres or an Isak, by the way, I still think Isak is tempted. Even if Newcastle get Champions League, I still think he could be tempted. If Isak was to leave this summer and go to a PSG, he'd win the lot. They'd go again next season, PSG, and they'd probably be favourites again for this. It's only been a matter of time with the money that's been pumped into that club that they were always going to become a proper European giant. And it feels like now we're seeing the realisation of that. For many, many years we saw, Messi, Neymar, Mbappe, and that was all for show, wasn't it? That was all for selling shirts, and it was great. But as a three, they never really clicked. They never really worked. It's kind of like what we're seeing with Madrid now. Vinicius, Rodrigo, Mbappe, and Bellingham just behind him. It's a load of names that sell shirts, chucked onto a pitch, higgledy-piggledy, with no real system behind them. And no real hard workers. There really is only Valverde in there who's like an engine, who will do the necessary dirty work for those players to go and steal the limelight. It's not enough. He's dropped Tchouaméni quite a lot of times as well. Camavinga's unreliable. Modric is great, but he's just too old now. Real Madrid need a lot of work. Jack, crazy that Kabasi and Yamal could play for Barca's treble-winning under-18 team. Yeah. And Gavi as well. Gavi's been great when he's come in. He's looked really, really good. And obviously they've still got, the likes of Balde. I thought Martin wasn't terribly bad either when he came off the other day. Noobsybot, no, I mean Arsenal need Gyökeres. Arsenal need someone up front. Yeah, they definitely need a centre-forward this summer, don't they? But who? That's the big question. Mr. Throat Clogger, never a foul against Bakayo. Could have scored from there, from a Liverpool fan. Yeah, well, we said that on the live, mate. I agree. I totally agree with you. I thought it was an outrageous decision from the referee. There was a shove from Saka. It was a very, very light one, and it did knock Nuno Mendes off balance. I think if the ref had blown at that point, if he'd have gone, yeah, it's a foul, it kind of wouldn't have been an issue. But it's the fact that he let it go on and Mendes had lost his balance and then he went down after Saka had won it very fairly. That's what kind of drew the ire of the Arsenal fans and of Saka, and he got that yellow card for it, so not good. Sam Savini, bet you're happy. I'm content. I'm not happy just yet. I still think PSG should be further in front. I think they've had far, far more than just one good chance in this game, and they really should be further in front. They could have punished Arsenal and been maybe even 2 or 3 up by half time, and that would have killed it. That really would have killed it. So yeah, look, I'm I'm looking forward to the second half. I think Arsenal will get more chances. And I wouldn't rule out it finishing 1-1. I think there's another goal in this game. Either way, I think there's another goal in this game. Sam Savini, Mbappe is the problem. His attitude stinks. Yeah. Well, to be honest, his attitude the other night wasn't anywhere near as bad as Bellingham's and Vinicius's and Rudiger's as well. Did you see Rudiger? Rudiger run onto the pitch and throw a bottle at the referee. Can't be doing that. That's got to be more than a one-match ban. That's got to be like a 10-match ban. You can't be throwing things at the ref. It's the same sort of thing with Mbappe, though. Mbappe did that to the Alaves player, the tackle. And he got his ban reduced to 1 match so he could play in the Copa del Rey. Honestly, the corruption in Spain is disgraceful, because there's no way Mbappe should have got less than 3 matches there. He should have got more, if anything. Sebastian Benitez, Bellingham, dirty work too. Yeah, Bellingham's a bit of an enigma, I guess, because I feel like he's better played deeper. I think that he'd be better played in it's almost like an 8 or even maybe a 6 or alongside Valverde or Tchouaméni. Alongside them, I think he'd be better than given licence to go forward, rather than putting him in either as a centre forward or as a 10. It's kind of like what Arsenal are trying to do with Merino. Bellingham's a very, very good player. You know, he likes arriving late in the box, but they're trying to foist him in. It's round peg, square hole. Mbappe's not a centre forward. Bellingham's not a centre forward. Put them where you've got the 2 of the best young players in the world. Put them where they are. Put them left wing Mbappe, Bellingham in the 8 or maybe even kind of a 6, depending on who you put next to him. But you can't put him as a number 4, as a number 9, or even number 10. I'm not sure he is a 10. Ethan, Camavinga's so good, can never stay fit though, can he? When he does get fit, he needs a run of games to get consistent as well. Because he feels like he goes in and out the side and then he loses that sort of form. And it's the same thing, lots of players are like that. Darwin Núñez is like that for Liverpool, I feel like. If he stays fit and he gets a run of games, I feel like Darwin Núñez is a very, very competent centre-forward, a very good and talented centre-forward. But he'll have a bad moment, or he'll get injured, and Slot and Klopp have taken him out of the team, and then he never recovers. Paul, not the whole matter. The loss of Kroos is also a major factor. Yeah. Jack, I think Gavi's too old for an under-18, but still a great talent. Yep, 100%. Kuram, Arsenal going to get humbled at Paris. They might yet get humbled here, Kuram. Entertainment, who do you think will win? I'm hoping that PSG win. I'm really hoping that PSG win, but I still think Arsenal have got something to give in this game. They've looked a lot better in the last sort of 5-10 minutes. They could turn it round. I think they could maybe get something out of this. But if they start the second half the way they started the first, PSG might make it 2 or 3-0. They could kill him. They could absolutely kill him. Sam, the ref has made this a hard game for himself and made it about him. There's other people who said that, you know. There's other people said it. The ref's made it about himself. I'm not sure I agree with that. I think the ref's done actually quite a good job on the whole. Because bearing in mind both sets of players have made it difficult for him. It's a tough game to referee this. They've both been, as soon as a player's gone down, they've both been up and at it going, card, penalty, hey, like chasing the ref and all that. It's got to be hard to put the referee under that amount of pressure. I think him and his assistants have made some mistakes, but generally they've done a couple of things that I agree with, which is they've not dove in with decisions, they've let the game flow for the most part, and even though they've got some things wrong, they've not given yellow cards out to everyone and anyone. They've not been card happy, which is always a welcome sight in European football. You want to keep 11 players on the pitch, and I think both managers would agree with that. So, you know, and he could have given more, couldn't he? He could have given more. We could have seen 6 or 7 yellow cards in that first half if he was a bit more card happy. Instead, we've actually only seen, 2? We've seen 2 yellow cards? 3, sorry. Yeah, and one of them was kicking the ball away from Saka, which is a standard. He can't really do anything with that. Once a player kicks the ball away, he's got to get a yellow card. But he's given one each, one to Trossard, one to Hakimi, and Saka stupidly kicked the ball away. Yannick, thank you for the follow. Javier, come on the Gunners. No chance. George Shard, you'll never sing that. Champions of Europe, you'll never sing that. Are you a Forest fan by any chance, George? Javier, I want Arsenal to win. No way. We want PSG. Come on, PSG. Allez, PSG. Made in Chelsea. Timber should be on a yellow. Yep, totally agree with that. He's had 3, hasn't he? 3 big fouls on the same player. And maybe even a penalty claim against him. So, yeah, he's probably one to watch for a yellow card in the second half. Paul Summerler, I still believe that Arsenal will win or draw. 2-1 or 1-1. 1x in the next half. They should come out with a bit more composure and refined tactics. Okay, yeah, I agree with that. NTL, I'm back. Good to have you back. Yeah, I imagine we'll see the Arsenal. Oh, where's the referee now coming out? I was wondering where he was. All the players were in position. There was no ref, no ball. Blairy, Desiree Do should have scored that. There's been some chances for PSG, hasn't there? Let's be honest. There's been some real chances, and both teams. Well, PSG could be 2 or 3 up. Arsenal, apart from Martinelli missing that, I wouldn't call it a sitter, but he's 1-on-1 with the keeper. I think he's got to score. Made in Chelsea, thank you for sharing the live, mate. Really appreciate that. You're a good man. Long ball from the goalkeeper, David Raya, sends it up the pitch. And again, we're seeing that already. We're seeing that straight away. A long direct pass from Arsenal. And they've won a free kick. Neves went up with Marino. Does he give a yellow card? Does he give a yellow card for that? Yeah, João Neves booked. Christ, what were we just saying about that ref? What were we literally just saying about him? That he's not been card happy, and that's a really, really good thing, and we're really, appreciative of the fact that he's been managing the game so well. First thing he does, 30 seconds into the second half, he books João Neves. Oh, that's silly. That's silly. Right, well, it's a free kick. Free kick to Arsenal. It's about 40 yards out to the left of centre. It's closer to the corner flag, maybe close to the touchline. So it's going to be one of them where they whip it in. It's Declan Rice with his right foot as well. So it's whipping it in almost towards the goalkeeper. So it's one of them ones, this, where almost like if you remember the Lyon goal against Manchester United in Lyon, where the keeper's got to watch it dipping into that far corner. Rice with the ball in. It's 1. So there you go. As they equalised, Marino 1-1. Mikel Marino 1-1 straight away, second half. There you go. There's the start that they were wanting. 47th minute. There's a claim from Marquinhos. I'm not sure what for. Ian Wright absolutely bouncing there in the stands. 1-1. Gutted. Let's just see. Was he on? Was he on? He might be offside here. He might be offside here. Let's just see. There might be a check. I think he comes from deep, I think he's okay. There probably is a player who's offside, but I think he's alright. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be called offside, sadly. There is a check. Potential offside. Let's just see. There is a check. Let's just see. I think it's okay. It looks like Marino comes back. It looks like everyone comes back and Marino comes from deep. It almost looks like there's a crossover. So I think they might be all right. I hope I'm wrong. I hope PSG get it and it's disallowed. But there is a VAR check. Come on, what are we going to get here? I think it's on. I do think it's on. Let's just see. Where was Marino? It's tight. It's very, very tight, actually. Yeah, it is. It's very tight, Oh, it's really tight. The ref's saying that as well. He's saying it's really tight. You can't call it. It's going to be tough on Arsenal or it's going to be tough on PSG. You just don't know. You can't tell. I think he looked on. I've got to say, I think he did look on. But you know, we never know. We've got these semi-automated offsides. It's going to take some time. It's a nervous wait for both teams here. Refs saying the lines are being drawn. Arsenal fans biting the nails. The wait is still going on. We don't know what's happening here. Is it on? Is it off? The roar around this stadium if it's onside. And the sighs, the groans if it'll be off. I think it's a goal. I think it might be a goal. No, it's off. It's offside. It's offside. It's offside. It's offside. Yes, I can rule the goal out. It's offside. Get off. There you go. Free kick to PSG. Oh. It's off. It's just offside. Oh, get in there. Get in there. Offside. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Unlucky. Unlucky Arsenal. Oh, Reece. Reece. Come back. Oh, 1-0. But that'll give Arsenal encouragement. It will. It'll give Arsenal encouragement. Maybe it'll give PSG encouragement, to be honest. You need to pull your finger out. Because you were very nearly level a couple of minutes into the second half. Oh, what are you doing? Don't mess about with it there. Scouse House. I love it. Oh, it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, that. Come on, PSG. Wake up. Let's get a second. Don't let them get an equaliser. If you get 2-0 here, it's done. I think if it finishes 2-0, I don't think there's no chance Arsenal win by 2 or 3 in Paris. No chance. Absolutely no chance if it finishes 2-0 here. A second goal pretty much kills it for Arsenal. A draw, and obviously it's back on. Even if it's 1-0, Arsenal could go to Paris, maybe. NCL, where's the cup for Arsenal's tears? Oh, don't say that. Honestly, that Liverpool fan. Do you know the one from Canada? Have you seen that on the socials? The Liverpool fan who went to the bus welcome. Honestly, the worst. Absolute worst. We talked about hanger-oners. It's exactly it. Flew in from Canada and got a bottle that said Arsenal Tears and drank from it saying Arsenal Tears. It's just the worst thing. The worst thing ever. Such a bad look for Liverpool, that. NTL, oh, I've seen that. Yeah, it wasn't good. Liverpool fans did not enjoy that because it wasn't. I think he's like a TikTok actor or something from Canada, who just went to the bus welcome, got a ticket, went to the bus welcome. One of the biggest Liverpool home games in years, and it's that, sadly. Stanny, utter woke nonsense. Yeah. It's that performative stuff I don't like. Getting a bottle and putting Arsenal Tears on it, and he's done that in preparation, hasn't he? He's had that. That's been a prop that he's taken to that, and that makes it all the more worse. Like, mate, if you go into the game, if you go into the parade or the bus welcome, go to it and enjoy it. It's a massive occasion. Don't do that whole ooh, Arsenal Tears, mate. Just stop trying to foist a rivalry. There isn't one. PSG passing it about nicely around the back here. Very, very nicely. Here's Doué. Getting at Martinelli. This is better from PSG. And this, do you know what? This is what I talked about when they played against Villa. Villa, João Neves, gets it wrong. Yeah, when Villa got them 2 goals, PSG were 2-2, weren't they? And then Villa got it back to 2-1 just before half time, and then they got the two very quick goals with McGinn and Konza. Two very, very quick goals. And immediately what PSG did is what they're doing now, which is we're not even going to try an attack. We're just going to keep our foot on the ball, get them chasing shadows for a few minutes. They've just had this big, goal that's ruled out for offside. The tails will be up, the crowd will be up. Let's just take the sting out of the game for the next 10-15 minutes. It's exactly what they're doing now. There's no effort to break the lines. There's no effort to try and take risks. Just keep hold of it. Keep hold of it. And you'll hear in a few seconds, even a couple of minutes, whatever, the Arsenal fans will start whistling and booing the fact that Arsenal haven't got a touch for a few minutes. It's wonderful play by Luis Enrique. This is exactly the sort of reason why he'll be a deserving manager in the Champions League winners list for PSG. Here's Hakimi. Dembele, good play, really good play. Doué, chance for Hakimi, good save by Raya. Came out and claimed it. Rice. Oh, it's a big chance here for Trossard. What a save by Donnarumma. Jesus Lord. What an unbelievable save that is. That's two now. That's two from Donnarumma. Oh, he's done him again. It's Trossard on his left peg. I feel like he should finish that a little bit harder than he does. It's a bit of a scuff from Trossard. It's a bit of a scuff. But I tell you what, that from Donnarumma that's nothing less than world class. It's world class what we've just seen there from him. NTL, random question. Is it okay to celebrate against former club? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I actually think it's disrespectful. It's only in very few occasions, I would say, very few circumstances, it's not okay to celebrate against your former club. Like if De Bruyne leaves City and goes to somewhere and then goes back to City, he's been a legend at City, so he deserves to maybe show a bit of respect and maybe not celebrate like he's going wild. Free kick to PSG there. It was a corner to Arsenal all of a sudden. Free kick to PSG. Yeah, so and in other cases, I think it's a bit disrespectful. Like Mo Salah, he scored in the quarter-final. No, it wasn't even the quarter. It was a semi-final against Roma. He scored in the semi-final against Roma at Anfield against his former club, and he didn't celebrate. Didn't celebrate at all because Roma had been a really big club for him. A big part of his sort of renaissance as a player after being let down by Chelsea. But then he did celebrate against Chelsea. So personally, I think as a player, you've always got to celebrate a goal if you score it for your new club. I wouldn't like a player scoring for Liverpool and like withholding, restricting himself. No, you're playing for Liverpool now. You've got to celebrate. Saka, great bit of defending again from PSG, and that's a foul. Ødegaard plays it through. Donnarumma, easy peasy. No skill, Aaron. What about if you're in a club's academy, say Arsenal, then leave for United? Should you celebrate? Okay, so if I think like Chido Obi or Aiden Heaven, for example, if they score against Arsenal, yes, they should absolutely celebrate. They're at Man United now. They're at Man United. What if you've got no game time and you've been released? Should you celebrate? Yeah. So let's say this. You should always celebrate, irrespective of how you left the club, what the circumstances were, whatever. You should always celebrate, unless you are like an unmitigated club legend playing against the club where you were a legend. So, like, for example, Lampard played for City, scored the winner for City against Chelsea, if you remember that, not that long ago. he didn't celebrate, even though it was the winner. It was like a last-minute winner for City against Chelsea. Frank Lampard. Again, I have no problem with him not celebrating that because he was at Chelsea for best part of 10 years and he's a legend there. I would expect the same from Gerrard. If Gerrard had ever scored against Liverpool, if he left and we did a game against LA Galaxy or whatever. But I didn't expect it from Suarez, for example. Suarez I would consider to be one of our best ever centre-forwards. He went to Barcelona. He scored against us at the Nou Camp. He celebrated. No problem. That's fine. That's fine. You're playing for Barcelona now. I'd expect you to celebrate. Here's Jurrien Timber. Cross. All the way through to the other side for Hakimi now. Hakimi's going to carry it forward for PSG. Long ball forward. Doesn't quite get it right. That's brilliant from Doué. He's so strong, isn't he? Doué is so strong. I didn't think he was that strong. I really didn't. I thought he was a bit more sort of, maybe not Doku, but you know what I mean? Like pacey, good on the ball, can create a chance, but actually he's not quite strong and built, and he's so strong. He reminds me a bit of like Mane or even Mahrez was a little bit like that. Great ball in. PSG. Oh, great block there from Saliba. That's wonderful from Saliba. Arsenal could have been 2 down there. Could have been 2 down. Great tackle that from Saliba. Had to be right as well. Could have been a penalty that if he'd have got that wrong, and probably a red card as well. It's a fabulous block. And again, look who it is in the 6-yard box for PSG. The right back, Hakimi. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. The right back is in the 6-yard area. Is that Leona Lewis? With a kid. I don't know who that is. It looked like it was Party next to her. Well, there you go. Arsenal have had 5 shots on target, which shows in the first 15 minutes they've already come out and kind of made a little bit of a difference, at least in terms of troubling Donnarumma. And the 2 big saves from Donnarumma, you've got to now note that. I can't sit here now and say in any good conscience that Arsenal have been battered in this game, because in the second half they've come out really well. And we knew that would happen, didn't we? We knew that there would be a period from Arsenal of dominance, and they're not going to just lie down and take it. That's wonderful. And that's a yellow card, sir. That's a yellow card. Must be. Doué's unbelievable. Oh, do you know what? When we sell Salah, or when he retires or whatever in a couple of years, that's who I want. That is who I want. He's unbelievable. He's absolutely brilliant, him. Everything I've seen from him, on the ball, off the ball, so intelligent, so strong. He can carry it, he can beat a man, he can drop a shoulder. We've seen him ping one in against Aston Villa. He is so good. Aaron, no chance he comes to Liverpool. Big clubs will come calling. Yeah, Liverpool. Oh, claim for a penalty again there from PSG. Not going to get that. No, and Arsenal give it away again. That's not good enough. They've not been as decisive in that middle of the field, Arsenal. And that's maybe where they have missed Thomas Partey. Oh, and again PSG so close. So close. It was an inch away from coming to Dembele in the Arsenal penalty area. If he gets that, he's 1-on-1 with David Raya. Unlucky. Really unlucky. It's been a hell of a game, this, hasn't it? It's been a really good game. 1-0, but you would never have said that. Both teams had loads of chances. And so far, it's the result that I would have wanted. I'll level with you. This is exactly the result I would have been hoping for at this point in the match. 1-0 PSG. Arsenal not getting enough going forward. That's really good play from Trossard and Rice. Better from Marino as well. Here's Rice. Out to Timber. Not seen much of Saka in this second half, have we? Not seen much of Saka. Maybe just whether or not he's still fully fit. Is he still working his way back? Here's Ødegaard. Good ball into the middle. Trossard. Can't get it out of his feet. Marino loses it again. Marino's not been very good in that final third, and that's wonderful from Kvaratskhelia and Neves. That's wonderful. And there's a foul off the ball there. There's a foul off the ball. Dembele's got it. He's going to put it out for the... I think he's going to put it out. Is he going to put it out? No. No, he's not. He feigned to. It was Miles Lewis-Skelly who ran into the PSG player. I don't know what the crack is, what's going on. I think it was Marquinhos who was down. I'm not sure. No skill Aaron. Is Odegaard even playing? Yeah, Odegaard's not had a great night. I don't think Saka's had a great night. Martinelli and Trossard have actually been the two most dangerous for Arsenal. Marino typically has been really, really poor, but then he could have very close to getting Arsenal's equaliser, couldn't he? So that's Kvaratskhelia trying to get past Timber. Timber did well. Very, very well there. And David Raya pumps it long all the way through to Donnarumma. That's not good enough. Not good enough from David Raya. And that is where you asked me last night. We did on the live, didn't we? We was talking about, do I rate David Raya? And where do I rate him in terms of other keepers and all that sort of thing. That's exactly why. Because when the ball comes to his feet, he's never good enough with it. He's never, ever good enough with it. Too often David Raya ends up giving the ball away or putting Arsenal in a dangerous position. It's he's not quite Aaron Ramsdale. He's a step up on Ramsdale, but he's also not top level. He's not Alisson. He's not any of them. Oh, that's not good enough from PSG. Not good enough. Last 25. Do we think there's another goal in this? Let me know in the chat what you're thinking. Do we think there's another goal in this? Give us a yes. Give us a yes if you think there's another goal, or even just a why. Why if you think there's going to be a goal, and if you think there's not. Do we think there's going to be a goal in this between now and the end of the game? 25 minutes. Y for yes, N for no. Do we think? NCL, yeah. Here we go, ball in. Oh, just wide. Kvara, good defending. Really good defending from Kvaratskhelia. Oh, he's so good. Out for the throw-in. Jack, Lee, think yes. No skill, Aaron, yes. 1-1. Still think there's going to be a goal in it. Okay. Still think there's going to be a goal in it. I feel like they're just not... They're not decisive enough in them with the passing. They keep giving it away, Arsenal, or passing it a bit too wide or a bit too short. Or that's the thing that would frustrate Mikel Arteta the most. I think the passing's just not been quite on it. You know, you want your players zipping it into feet in games like this. Big Champions League semi-finals. You've got to be on it. Zipping them into feet. Good touch. That's what you need. Here's Saka. Got to go to Timber. Gets it wrong again. No, you got... It's simple 5-yard, 10-yard passes for the most part. Arsenal's passing tonight has been miles off it. Absolutely miles off it. I hate United. Come on, PSG. I hate United too. And I also say, come on, PSG. Absolutely right. Here's Dembele. Oh, he's dropped a shoulder and just turned the afterburners on. That was brilliant. Hakimi into Doué. Rolled it all the way back to Marquinhos. PSG will be happy with this. 1-0 here, going back to Paris. This is a perfect away performance from PSG. 1-0 sets it up perfectly for the second leg, because it means that Arsenal have to go there and really start fast. They have to go there and win. You know, anything less than a win for Arsenal in Paris and they're out. So... I know that's the obvious, that's stating the obvious, but you've got to remember the fact that PSG just don't lose at home very often. When Liverpool did it, it was the biggest smash and grab I have ever seen watching Liverpool. It was that bad. I at United, champions of Europe, you'll never sing that. Come on, PSG. Imagine Arsenal go out against these and then they've got to give a guard of honour to Liverpool in a week and a half. Oh, so bad. And then Spurs win the Europa League. Imagine that. Imagine that end of the season for Arsenal. It'd be the worst thing imaginable. They get knocked out here. They give a guard of honour to Liverpool. They finish third because they lose however many games to the end of the season. And then Spurs win the Europa. Spurs win a European Cup and Arsenal don't. Oh, yes, please. Yes, please. No skill, Aaron. If PSG get Kanate or someone big, they're going to be top class. Mate, they're top class now. And Kanate is going nowhere. Kanate is getting ready to sign on that dotted line. No skill, Aaron. United win Europa. United aren't winning the Europa. They're not winning the Europa. Nobody seriously believes United are winning the Europa. That's going to be put to bed on Thursday, and you and I both know it, sunshine. Dembele coming off for, is it Barcola? What a finish. Left peg. Kvara with the assist. Dembele, left peg, into the floor. 3 minutes in, 1-0 PSG. And so far, that is what separates these two sides. No skill, Aaron. Big wages and captaincy for Kanate at PSG. He would walk easily. He's not getting the captaincy off Marquinhos, mate. He's not getting the captaincy off Marquinhos, ever. He's still got a bit of time left at PSG. And Kanate, I just don't think he's... I don't think he's leaving and going to PSG. Personally. Could be wrong, but I don't think he will. He's going to stay and win a Champions League with Liverpool first next season. No skill, Aaron. He replaces Marquinhos. Guy's 30. Mate, 30's not old. 30's not old. And he's not 30. He's older than that Marquinhos, isn't he? How old's Marquinhos now? Must be at least 34. He's not either. He's 31, isn't he? Oh my God. Yeah, he's 31 next month. So yeah, no, I absolutely don't think for 1 second that he'll be going to PSG, and if he does, Marquinhos is 30, 31. He's not leaving PSG either. I at United. I really hope he's watching on the best comedy channel on TikTok. The best comedy channel. Who's the best comedy channel? Nicholas Arnold, for me, if offside, you can't refuse Arsenal goal for the good of the game. Behave yourself, Nicholas. Come on. Cross from the left for Arsenal, cleared away. Ethan, not even reached his prime as a centre-half. I agree. Yeah, I think Marquinhos is still... I mean, look at Thiago Silva. He was still at Chelsea at whatever age, 36, 37. Marquinhos has got a bit of that about him. So I think he's got a long, long time. No skill, Aaron, for the good of the game. That's just, yeah, I don't think you can say that at all, Nicholas. Arsenal have not been at it tonight. They've had a couple of chances with Martinelli and Trossard. Other than that, I think PSG have deserved the 1-0 win. They've deserved it. Here's Martinelli. They are now, I think PSG, sort of what we have, we'll hold. I think they are just keeping hold of it now and sitting back, letting Arsenal have the ball and trying to ride it out and hoping that Arsenal don't create too many chances. They're trying to stay in their positions. Here's Timber. Back out to the edge of the box. Ødegaard, ball into the box. Easy peasy for Donnarumma. Nicholas, it was like disallowing the quick corner goal. Game is gone. Why is it? Why is the game gone? He's either offside or he's not offside. And he was offside. It's not like that at all. He was offside. If a player's offside, you can't say that it's anything to do with, you know, fairness or morality or anything like that. Certainly not like disallowing a quick corner. There was nothing wrong with the quick corner. The referee had said you could play it. He played it. For this one, he's offside. He broke the rules. This really is mega though. Shot from distance here. Oh. Was that Kvaratskhelia? Kvaratskhelia there just cheekily trying to lob David Raya from the halfway line. He had David Raya worried. He certainly had him worried. Do you remember that was it Sporting Lisbon who did that? That lob from the halfway line. Oh, here we go. PSG. I tell you what, Leandro Trossard there very nearly put Arsenal in real trouble. Switch from Kiwior. That's really smart. Over to Bukayo Saka. Kvaratskhelia has got to get back. Here's Timber. No, that's not good enough from Timber. Really not good enough. United 20 times. Can't wait to be there for the day Arsenal show us the Guard of Honour. Are you going to go? Are you going that game? Hey, listen, Chelsea have got to show us a Guard of Honour next week first, mate. This Sunday, Chelsea will be showing us a Guard of Honour. Bukayo Saka, not getting a penalty for that. Behave yourself. Here's Hakimi on the other side. Callum, this shows how pathetic Madrid have been. Yeah. That Madrid got battered 3-0 by these and PSG have just blitzed them. Oh, look at Arteta. Honestly, Arteta, David Raya, every single one of them Arsenal players at different points tonight have all just gone like that up to the crowd. Come on. Up. It's absolute nonsense. And then they posted that stuff on social media before the game saying, you know, come to the game and make sure that the next person to you, you know, we're all up for it. We're all kick every ball with us and all the... It's absolutely cringeworthy. I can't believe that happened at a big club like Arsenal, that they could fathom that putting that out on social media was a smart thing to do. It was incomprehensible, honestly. I8 United, hotel booked to the 26th. Nice. Enjoy that, mate. That'll be good fun. No skill, Aaron. Any subs, Arteta. Nicholas hungover FC for the match against Chelsea, but who cares now? Yeah. I still think we'll beat them, you know. Still think we'll beat Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. They're not pulling up any trees, this Chelsea side. They were crap against Everton the other day. DSKNR, Colchester. Still could get the playoffs, Colchester, couldn't they? Saka, great save by Donnarumma, corner to Arsenal. Oh, he's give offside. They thought they got a corner, it's offside. Ben, you hate Arsenal like I hate Spurs. Yeah, but I don't know why you hate Spurs so much. At least I've got a reason with Arsenal. Ethan, they're all at it. All managers calling for better atmospheres while the owners charge £70 a ticket full of day trippers. Can't have your cake and eat it. Yeah. That's what I fully agree with that, Ethan. There's got to be a better mix in the ground of your day trippers and your locals, because that's where the reputation for singing comes from. Sadly, you get people coming from Hong Kong and PSG are in here. Chance, Bradley Barcola, shot over the bar. Yeah, you get people coming from all over the world, Hong Kong, Russia, wherever it may well be, and that is like amazing, because it shows that the Premier League's got this amazing brand and everyone wants a bit of it. But why have they come? They've come because of the atmosphere, because of the fans that got it, the singing, all that sort of thing. A lot of them that will come, they don't do that. They come, they take a load of pictures, they empty the club shop, and then they don't sing. They don't sing. We've seen it. I mean, I can speak only about Anfield, but see it at every club, especially the ones that have any sort of moderate success. It's the price of success, sadly, is that you get more of them. And there's nothing wrong with them. The club, they are also really beneficial to the club, and no one's arguing that they're any less of a fan than local fans. Because, look, if you pay $2,500 to fly from Hong Kong, wherever, for 13 hours or 14 hours on a plane and stay overnight in a hotel and then a ticket on top, Christ, that's some commitment, isn't it? That is some commitment. So, I have no problem with day trippers. I just think there needs to be a balance between day trippers and locals, and the clubs haven't got it right. Have not got it right. Callum, save. It was a good save. Obviously offside, that's the main thing. Last 12 minutes here. No skill Aaron. David Alaba has suffered rupture of the internal meniscus. That might be a career ender for him, mightn't it? Sad. Very sad. Good player, David Alaba, but he's always had issues like that, hasn't he? He's always... Feels like he's always had a couple of fitness issues. And that's a bad one, if indeed it's accurate. Here's Kvaratskhelia. Shoot. Miles over. Miles over. So injury prone. Right, well, we're approaching the last 10 minutes here now. How would you see this? Assuming it finishes, let's assume it finishes 1-0. If it finishes 1-0, do we think that's Arsenal out? Bearing in mind they've got a very, very tough away game at the Parc des Princes, do we think that Arsenal are out going there with a 1-0 lead, a 1-0 defeat that they've got to make up? Or could Arsenal go there and win? I've got to be honest, I feel like this could be decisive. I really do. I think this could be... I can't see PSG losing at the Parc des Princes. I can't see it. I cannot see it. Here's Ben White about to come on. No skill Aaron. I think when Partey comes back and Rice is released, it's a completely different game. I'm not sure that it's necessarily been Arsenal's midfield that's lost them the game. I think every single one of the players out there haven't performed passing wise. They've given the ball away so much, Arsenal. It's I just think the performance levels haven't been there for them today. I can't say one Arsenal player's played well. Not one. There's not a one. No skill Aaron. Arsenal had two massive chances. Yeah, they had two massive chances that came basically from counter-attacks, if you remember. They both came from counter-attacks. And that's nothing to do with Arsenal's midfield, per se, because that's come from... I actually think, was it Lewis Skelly who played the first one? And it might have been... I don't know who played the second one to Trossard. But either way, it feels like they've not. It's not been due to the midfield or the lack of energy or the lack of legs, because there's not been massive gaps in the midfield. You can see the midfields are quite tight together. There's not a lot of space there, so I'm not entirely sure Thomas Partey would have been incredibly important in this one. I think anyone's better than Mikel Merino. Don't get me wrong, but what I'm saying is I don't think that Partey would have changed the game drastically for Arsenal. But of course, Arsenal fans will argue that he would, won't they? If you're an Arsenal fan, the only thing that you've got to cling to if you lose this game 1-0 is, yeah, well, we've got Partey back in the second leg. All of a sudden, Thomas Partey has gone from being Arsenal's, just a midfielder who's had a decent season to the most important player tonight. That's what Arsenal fans will have you believe off the back of this. I guarantee that's what goes all over social media. Arsenal 0, PSG 1. You'll have every Arsenal fan saying, yeah, well, Thomas Partey coming back, he changes everything. As soon as Thomas Partey comes back, we'll win that in Paris. I didn't see anything in that first leg from PSG that scares me, and I think we beat them in Paris. I'm telling you, we beat them. Talk nonsense. Absolute nonsense. United, Arsenal have made this on here. I've made this on themselves on social media, cheering LFC out, and now they've got to drink that bottle of tears. No skill Aaron, it's not just about Partey, it's about Rice. Yeah, maybe. Maybe it is about Rice. Oh, that's wonderful play. They're in again, PSG, finish it off, 2-0, must be. How have you missed it? Oh, that's a massive let-off. Oh, how's he kept it out? Oh, no. I think he would have been offside. I think he would have been offside. Thank God he would have been offside. Because Barcola has just missed a sitter. Oh, if he hits the target, it's 2-0. If he hits the target, it's 2-0 and the game's done. The game's done and dusted. PSG would have been going through. PSG would have been able to book their flights to Munich. Oh, that's so gutting. I don't think he was on. No, I don't think he was on. I think it was very tight, but it would have been like Marino's. It would have been like Marino's. I think he was off. But either way, again, that just shows, doesn't it? Arsenal have had all the pressure, little bit of PSG into play, really incisive stuff in midfield, bang, 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 through, one-on-one. That is what Arsenal have not had at all tonight. And I refuse to believe, Aaron, that putting Partey in that midfield changes that dynamically. Just adding in Partey doesn't change that. They've not been able to pass 5 yards all night, Arsenal. None of them. None of them. They've been giving it away every 5 minutes. Ramos is in here. Off the bar. And the flag stays down. Arsenal are living so dangerously. Goncalo Ramos, is he onside? Is he onside? You better believe he's onside. He's onside there. Long ball over the top. PSG get it all right. He's one-on-one. And it's a wonderful effort, actually. And it beats Raya and it hits the bar. PSG could have been 3 up in the last 2 minutes. They could have been 3 up and the game should be done. It's absolutely on here for PSG. If they get this right, they could finish Arsenal now. 2-0 and they'll break Arsenal hearts. And you know what? And those last 2 minutes as well, those last 2 minutes there will completely change the narrative again. Because Arsenal fans will have you believe that they've battered PSG in the second half. And yet now, you can clearly tell them, PSG have had the 2 best chances in the second half, maybe. Trossard's missed 1. These have missed 2. Kvaratskhelia with a long ball, Hakimi chasing it down. Lewis Skelly gets up, takes it quick. Declan Rice, long ball. Aaron, what was that shot though? I think he thought he was off. I know it was a good shot, wasn't it? It was just a proper toe bunger. Just off the bar. Unlucky. Really unlucky. Here's Martinelli up against Hakimi. Oh, he went down. Has he got a free kick as well? Oh no. And do you know what? And Martinelli is screaming for a second yellow on Hakimi there. Shut up. Do you know what? That's a dive. That's a dive. That is an absolute dive. If any Arsenal fan tells you, any Arsenal fan at all tries to tell you that was a second yellow for Hakimi, they're talking out their arse. That was a dive from Martinelli. It's a dive, and it's a free kick to Arsenal, just outside the area, chance to put the ball in. Ethan, maybe Lee Gunner is right about Odegaard. Doesn't have the nuts for these big games. Callum the Copite, here we go, 1-1. Rice, don't say that. Don't say that, for the love of God. It wasn't a foul, Reece. Shut up. Shut up. You don't even believe that was a foul. It was a dive. Declan Rice is stood over this. Is he going to go near post? I wonder. Is he going to go near post? No. Donnarumma's stood far too close to his near post. He ain't going near post. Rice is going to whip this in. Head height. Let's see. What happens here? Rice. Comes out. That's handball. Cleared away anyway. PSG. Get it rid. Whew. Too many bodies. There you go, Callum. Told you. Told you. It's not happening. We're in the 88th minute. How many added minutes do we think we're going to get? Arsenal trying to play it long over the top. Cleared away by Pacho. Kvaratskhelia gets a touch on it. Clears it away himself. It's gone out for a throw-in. Throw-in on the far side to PSG. Quick reminder why there's a couple of changes here. Who is it who's coming off? Who's coming on? It's going to be... Is it Zaire Emery? I think it's Zaire Emery coming on. Let's have a look. Who's the change? Yeah, Neves coming off, and I think it's Zaire Emery coming on. I didn't see who from distance who it was, but I think it is Neves for Zaire Emery. Just a reminder, by the way, we're going to be live tomorrow night for Barcelona against Inter Milan. That's the other semi-final tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. I'll be live from 7 p.m. to see who PSG are going to face in that final. First leg of the other semi-final. We'll be live on Thursday night for Athletic Bilbao against Man United, and we'll be live Friday night for Manchester City against Wolves, back to the Premier League for that one. So give us a follow, give us a like if you haven't already. Go to YouTube and subscribe, and we'll be live for all of those games this week. We've got back-to-back games every single day this week, and 4 games on Saturday. We're live all day Saturday. Into the 90th minute here, the final throws of this game. Come on, PSG, hit them on the counter-attack and kill this off. Break Arsenal hearts. North London for never. Oh, it's a long ball. Saka gets it all wrong. PSG hoof it up the pitch. Hoof. Right, Ethan Wanyeri about to come on for Odegaard. Odegaard off, Ethan Wanyeri on. 5 added minutes. 5 added minutes in this game. 5 additional minutes. What do we think? Very, very disappointing that from Odegaard, you have to say. United, thanks for the follow, mate. Yeah, give us a follow. Make sure you go and subscribe on YouTube. Premier League Dad.
Well, next Tuesday we'll be in the San Siro for Inter against Barcelona. Second leg of that semi-final. Every Tuesday live on Prime for this and the next 2 campaigns. Very much looking forward to visiting to Milan.
So Arteta's trying to be ball boy now. Arteta's trying to go for ball boy. 4 minutes left. Come on, PSG. Come on, PSG. Hold out. At the very least, hold out and get a 1-0. David Raya playing a dangerous game there. Goncalo Ramos is just waiting to pounce here. Long ball up the pitch. You're not winning that. No chance Bukayo Saka's winning a ball against those PSG centre-backs. Donnarumma sends it long. Straight out. Straight out. Oh... 2 minutes of added time. Arsenal nick it. Chance. Trossard. Oh, Martinelli skies it. Oh, 2 points for Wigan, that. 2 points for Wigan. Unlucky. See, the ref saying it should have been a free kick to Arsenal on the edge there. We're Arsenal, Nicholas Arnaud, Martinelli sake, yeah. There you go, Calafiori, Havertz, Partey, all waiting to go onto the pitch. They all can't help. There's 2 minutes to go of the 5 added on at the end of this game. And it's looking like a very, very successful trip to England for PSG, and another potential Premier League scalp is on the way. They've already beaten Liverpool. They had Villa for a snack. And they're about to finish Arsenal off, I think. With a 1-0 win here, I think that's... I'm very, very doubtful that Arsenal can win at the Parc des Princes. Oh, Waneri gives it away. Kvaratskhelia gets forward. Good play there by Rice. Really good play by Rice, actually. Saliba. Minute and a half, 90 seconds left. Arsenal flying forward. Here's Martinelli up against Hakimi. He's trying to isolate Hakimi. And it's a corner to Arsenal. It's gone behind. Nicholas, I swear to God, Martinelli only played good that one time against Liverpool. Yeah, I mean, Arsenal fans have been very up and down on Martinelli all season. No skill in house. Trossard lasted a full 90. Oh, here we go. The set piece coach is getting all the camera. All the camera now. We've got the last 60 seconds here. It's a corner to Arsenal. This is going to be their last chance to save us something from this game. It will be daylight robbery if Arsenal score here. Be absolute daylight robbery. Make no doubt about it. They don't deserve a thing from this game. Rice with the ball in. And the referee's blown for a foul on the goalkeeper. And that is going to be that. That is it, done and dusted. Great play there by Donnarumma. The Arsenal fans are quite rightly not looking all that good, not looking all that happy. And it looks like it's going to be done and dusted there. Ben White with the foul on the keeper. And it's 1-0 PSG. We're going to hear the full-time whistle in a second. Frustrating night for Arsenal fans. Yeah, that's the understatement of the century. Look at Arteta. Arteta going like that. There you go. Done. Done. 1-0. 1-0. Yes! Get in there. Come on, PSG. It's done. That's brilliant. Now let me know what you're thinking. Arsenal fans in the chat. PSG fans in the chat. Any other fans in the chat, let me know what you're thinking of this one now. Second leg. Can Arsenal go to the Parc des Princes and get something? Can they go to the Parc des Princes and get something? I really don't think so. I've got to say, I really, really don't think so. Let me know in the comments what you're thinking. It's a very, very big night for PSG. Another big win on English turf for Arsenal. Yeah, you've got to be disappointed. You've got to be disappointed. I don't think the performance was good from Arsenal. I think they had real trouble keeping hold of the ball. I don't know what the final stats were in terms of possession. Obviously, we've talked about possession being a big factor in this one. It's finished 52-48 actually. So second half, Arsenal actually had more of the ball. But in the first half, it was very much dominated by PSG. So, but it just feels like they gave the ball away quite a lot. I don't know if it's going to see that one. Accurate passes, lost passes. Yeah, to me, it just seemed like Arsenal lost the ball an awful lot in that game. No skill, Aaron. I think it's all still to play for. Reece, PSG were lucky. Think, nah, mate, come on. I know you're an Arsenal fan, but there's no way PSG were lucky in that game. They battered you. They hit the post twice. They had, you'd had, who was the Barcola putting it wide? Obviously, Trossard misses one, Martinelli misses one, but there's no way you can say PSG didn't deserve to win that. No way. Kane, Arsenal were bad, sideways, backwards. If that game was a haircut, would have been a short back and sides. Like it. Yeah, I have to agree with that one, mate. Nicholas Arnaud, I live in France, couldn't be worse for me right now. Liverpool for life, 2-1 PSG in the second leg. 2-1 PSG in the second leg. I don't think we're going to see that type of game. I don't. I think Arsenal will have to come out and play to win and come out and try to hurt PSG quickly. And I think PSG will pick them off on the counter, as we saw, by the way, in that second half. In that little 5-10 minute spell in the second half where PSG just went boom, boom, boom. Couple of quick passes, quick triangles around Arsenal. They had loads of space. They knocked it in behind, and it was Ramos, it was Barcola. Imagine that's Dembele on that. Imagine that's Dembele and he hadn't been took off at that point. I think that would have finished the tie. It would have been 2-0 PSG, game done and dusted. Alfie F, what stadium at now? It's at the Parc des Princes in Paris, the second leg. So we've already had this first one in London at Arsenal. The second game will be at the Parc des Princes in Paris. Nicholas Arnaud, it has 0-0 written all over it. Yeah. Maybe 0-0 or 1-0 PSG on the counter. Again, I think it's going to be fairly low scoring in that second leg. And as we predicted, we said before the game, didn't we? I would be very surprised. PSG finished with Aston Villa, what was it, 5-4 in the end on aggregate? 5-4 on aggregate. We said, didn't we, before the game, all of us in the chat, everyone seemed to think this is going to be maybe 1-0 or 2-0 or 2-1 at best on aggregate over the full tie. Low scoring, Arsenal and PSG limiting each other to quite few chances. Seems like the right sort of thing, I think. But yeah, that was a hell of a game. From a neutral perspective, I think that was a hell of a game. Lala should have been 2. There was a penalty. They didn't give it. What penalty? What penalty? Are you talking about the Kvaratskhelia one in the first half? Surely not, Lala. Surely we're not talking about that one. Kane Martinelli is dreadful. He didn't have a good game tonight, Martinelli, but I still thought he was probably Arsenal's most dangerous attacker. Nicholas Arnaud, if Arsenal doesn't score in the first 20 minutes, don't expect to see many goals. Really? I think it's going to be longer than that. It's going to be a long, drawn-out night, that one, and PSG will just play on the counter and pick them off. And, yeah, Arsenal will try and keep it tight for the first half. Finn Grimace, thanks for the follow. Partwell, thank you for the follow. Again, just a reminder, we are live tomorrow night, again, for Barca against Inter. We're live on Thursday for Bilbao against Man United in the Europa League. And we're live on Friday for Manchester City against Wolves. So, if you love football, if you're passionate about football, and you love watching any game, doesn't matter who it is, and whoever your club is, make sure you give Premier League Dad a follow on TikTok, on YouTube. Get across to those channels and give us a follow. We're live every single day with football matches that we watch across Europe. The Championship, the Champions League, the Premier League, the Europa League, Serie A, La Liga, all of it. We watch absolutely everyone. Nicholas Arnaud, Luis Enrique is a smart coach. Unless an early surprise, he's going to be conservative. But I also think he'll use the ability that they've got to his advantage, won't they? The fact that PSG have got Dembele and they've got Doué, they've got Kvaratskhelia, they've got... If there's one thing that PSG squad has, it's pace to burn, isn't it? Bags and bags of pace. So they will just sit deep. It'll almost be as if the referee just carried on blowing his whistle after that. Exactly where they are now, they'll just carry on. But they'll all be a lot more refreshed. PSG sitting deep, soaking up the pressure and hitting on the counter. That's what we'll see that game set up like, I think. Because Arsenal will know that a PSG goal, PSG score first in Paris, tie's done. Tie is done. Teo, second leg will be so hard for Arsenal because PSG is just so dangerous when they are at home. That's why they stick to the one goal. Yeah, absolutely. Diego Figueroa, good to have you in. El Capo Football, good to have you in. So what do we think tomorrow night? Look, we've obviously done a big game here tonight, watching Arsenal against PSG winning. Do we think Barca can follow this up tomorrow night? Do we think Barcelona knock Inter out? I'd still think it's set up for a PSG-Barcelona final. I really do. PSG-Barcelona is the final I think everyone wants to see, don't they? Two potential treble winners facing off in Munich. It's just the sort of event, the spectacle that we all want to see. And probably the two best sides in Europe maybe this season. On form at least. PSG, Barcelona. I have no problem with that. As a Liverpool fan, I think both of them have been terrific. Callum the Copite, Inter. Teo, Barca is winning 100% for sure. Nicholas, Inter's form is dreadful at the moment, but I'd rather see Inter versus Arsenal. Yeah, I bet you would. I would like to see Inter go through, but I do think it's got Barca 100%. I can't see Barca not winning the tie and going through. They've been so bad, Inter. I can't underestimate how bad Inter Milan have been recently. They've been terrible. So, yeah, Aaron, what's your predictions for tomorrow? I honestly think it could be 3-1. I think it's going to be 3-1 to Barcelona. Maybe even 3-0. I think Barca might finish the tie tomorrow night. I think it's that bad. for Inter. They've just not been at it, and it's a disappointing night for Arsenal tonight. I think it'll be a very disappointing one for Inter Milan tomorrow. And if it's Barca versus PSG, again, I'm happy with that. I think that's going to be a great final. So yeah, again, just a reminder, because I am going to end the stream shortly. We're going to end the stream, and I will be live again tomorrow night from 7 p.m. So if you haven't already, make sure you've clicked on the follow button at the top. Give us a follow, Premier League Dad. If you like these watch-alongs, if you've enjoyed it tonight, go and give us a follow. Make sure you go to YouTube as well. Go to YouTube and give us a follow. We're live every single day. Streams every single day. Every time there's a football match on, chances are we're live. So make sure you go and give us a follow. Nicholas Arno, see you next time. Andrew Gibson, Inter or Barca tomorrow? I think Barca, mate. Yeah, I think Barca. Definitely Barca. And the other thing to think about as well, just so we're kind of all on the same page here, if Arsenal don't win the Champions League this season, what do we think that means for them in terms of this season? As like, how as an Arsenal fan, how do you look at this season as a whole? Is there a different? You've gone out in the semi-finals, you've won nothing again. You've gone out to the FA Cup to Man United. I don't know when they went out of the League Cup, to be honest. I can't remember who that was against, but they went out of the League Cup. They went out against Man United in the FA Cup. They've been out of the league title race since Christmas, and they've, the first time they've met a top team in a good position, they've gone out of Europe as well. So it feels like, to me, it's a very poor season for Mikel Arteta. And again, it's made even more worse. It's even compounded by the fact that, they've struggled against this Manchester City side for so long, and Arne Slot just comes in, his first season, just breezes in, doesn't need to sign anyone, just comes in and just plays with the team that he's got from Klopp. Just, it's fine, I'll stick with them, and wins the title at an absolute canter. Wins it by a clear mile. That's embarrassing for Mikel Arteta. After the amount of money he's spent, after the amount of the years that he's had 6 years at the club now. 6 years. You would think that this would be his team in the final phases of development, maybe still needing a couple of extra tweaks, but basically there. It's a bad season for Arsenal. Yet again, another trophyless season. And it could be compounded. It could be made so much more worse by the fact that they go out here and again, maybe Spurs, seriously, I'm not just saying that as but how bad would it be if Spurs win a European Cup? Spurs win a European Cup and they're in the Champions League next season, and Arsenal win nothing. It's a very realistic possibility given the fact that Spurs are probably in that Europa League final. They will beat Bodo Glimt. They will get to the Europa League final, and they'll have one game against either Bilbao or United, and they could win. Their big rivals in North London could win a European Cup before they do. Wow. Blairy, Arsenal doesn't have a chance to win 2-1 away. Liverpool for life. Lost to Palace in the League Cup, I think. Yes. Was it? No, it wasn't to Palace. I'm sure it wasn't. Sam Savini, we were crap, no doubt, but 1-0 is so important, it's still alive. I think if it was 1-0 in Paris and you were going back to the Emirates, I would feel differently about it, Sam. I would feel very differently about it. I would feel like there's a chance for Arsenal going to the Emirates. You've had a bad night in Paris, but actually you could do it. You could do it if you were going back to the Emirates 1-0 down. I would fancy Arsenal to turn that round. But the fact you've lost at home, and now you're going to Paris. That's tough, mate. That's really, really tough. Yeah, it is. It's really, really tough. Sam Savini, don't do that. Before you said 1-0 either is still alive. Yeah, 1-0 either is still alive. I was thinking more from a PSG point of view. If Arsenal win 1-0 and then they have to go, Paris have got them at home, then that makes sense. But Arsenal losing here 1-0 and then having to go to Paris and win. It's not. You're right. Sorry. Okay. Maybe I'm not saying it's dead. but it's barely alive. It's in a critical condition. Let's not argue that it's still very much on. No, I'm sorry. That's a tough place to go. 1-0 down, and you've been battered at home. PSG were the better side tonight, and it could have been worse. It could have been 2-3-0. So for me, you go to PSG, you've got to win. And I just don't see any signs that you will. There's only Thomas Partey coming back into this side. Is he really going to revolutionise this Arsenal squad? Is this Arsenal team so much different with Thomas Partey in it? I don't think so. I think he maybe makes a difference. He's got to be better than having Mikel Merino in there. Christ, I'd have been better than Mikel Merino in there tonight. But it's tough to accept. It's very, very tough to accept. Liverpool for life. Arteta can't keep saying trust the process. He's been saying that for ages now. They lost to Newcastle in the semi-finals, actually. Yes, they did. Sorry, I forgot about that. Sam Savini, I'm not having it. You got battered and won 1-0. Yeah, we did, but that was the first leg. That was the difference. We got battered 1-0. We got battered and won 1-0, but it was the first leg. The fact that it's the second, I think, is a lot more decisive. Reece, I'm gutted. Oh, mate, I understand. See, this is it. We aren't winning in Paris. You can't. After that performance as well, I don't think you saw any signs there to say that this Arsenal side can go to Paris and beat them. That's the real problem. It's not the fact that Arsenal are only 1-0 down. It's that they got quite comfortably beaten on their own patch. And there's no signs that they're going to turn it around. Of course they could go. Of course they could go to Paris and win. Liverpool have done it. Many other teams have done it. But I just don't see it. After tonight's performance, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. A draw at best, yeah. And it is our fault. There you go. See, I guess I agree with that. Arsenal fans in the chat, Reece, I'm gutted. I don't think we're winning in Paris. Sam, I don't believe we're winning. A draw at best, and it is our fault. There you go. So look, Arsenal fans know. The Arsenal fans know it's a big night tonight, and it's a big defeat. And it's going to be really difficult to turn round. And I don't blame them for feeling that way. I really don't blame them. Oh, here we go. Spurs fan in the chat. Hotspur Army 1882. Bottle Job FC. Crikey. Listen, you can't be throwing that around. Now you guys are going to have to go and win. You've got it. You've certainly got to beat Bodo Glimt. Otherwise, these will be laughing their head off at you. You've got to beat Bodo Glimt now. But that's now a very tantalising prospect, isn't it, for Ange and those Spurs fans, that you could win Europa League and be in the Champions League next season, and this lot are going to win nothing. That's a special end to the season for Spurs fans. That is a very, very special end to the season for Spurs fans, if that indeed is the case. Blairy, Paris has played like they're in the home game. PSG have been the best side in Europe this season. There's no doubting about that for me. They've been terrific. They were great against Liverpool, home and away. They were great against Villa, home and away. They've been great here against Arsenal at the Emirates. So there's no reason why we would think they're going to be anything other than great in the Parc des Princes. Sad to say, but that's the situation as we see it. Reece, Hotspur Army 1882 would have been 8-0 if Paris played you lot. Yeah, I don't even know if he'd disagree with that, to be honest, Reece. He said himself, we're not special. You're not special. We lose every week. Ethan, United will lose both legs. Spurs lose away and win at home. Bilbao win it all. I could live with that. As long as my whole attitude to these European competitions has been anyone but Arsenal in the Champions League, anyone but United in the Europa. So I'm fine with any other outcome, to be honest. I wouldn't mind Bilbao, to be honest. If I'm thinking with my head and not my heart, I would much rather see... Sorry, if I'm thinking with my head, I think Bilbao do win it, you're right, and I think PSG win it. With my heart, I think PSG win it still, and I'd like Spurs to win it. Blairy, Desiree Do was something different this game. Yeah, mate, I was saying it during the game. I have to completely agree with you. I think if Liverpool do need a Salah replacement in 2 years' time, I don't think we will, because Salah just seems to be one of those eternal players who goes on forever and ever. But if Liverpool do need a Salah replacement in a couple of years, that's the lad I want. I saw something really, really special tonight from Desiree Doué. Something I'd not seen all season. Really, really good from him. On the ball, off the ball. Very, very intelligent runs forward. Nice drop of the shoulder. Bit of pace. His use of the ball was really good, really intelligent. He can beat a man, which is rare for a winger these days. And we've already seen, as we saw that goal against Aston Villa, he can ping them from distance as well. So he would be one of the ones that I'd look at for a Mo Salah replacement when that time comes. No Skill Aaron, I can't wait to see your face Thursday at 10 p.m. Listen, Thursday 10 p.m. I'll be here laughing my head off when Bilbao have won at home again. That's what I'm looking forward to. Liverpool for life. Did Dembele go off injured? No, he didn't. He just got took off as a precaution for Barcola. Reece Crownshaw, Maidstone United will be top of the Prem before Spurs win a European title. Hotspur Army could be a knock. I don't think it was a knock. I think he didn't look like he signalled to the bench. There was no sign from it anyway, so I think he was fine. He should be all right for the second leg anyway. No Skill Aaron, I'll be here laughing at you and your mate Cherky. Blairy, Donnarumma was cooking. Donnarumma tonight vindicated all the people who've been saying for so long that he's one of the best goalkeepers in the world. And I've always thought he was up there, but I didn't think he was top. I didn't think he was that top bracket. That was a fantastic performance from Donnarumma tonight. 2 unbelievable world-class saves. The one from Martinelli was good, but the one from Trossard was even better. And he claimed everything all night. It was a really, really good performance, that, from your goalkeeper in a big semi-final where you're always going to be put under pressure. He did everything really well. Reese, if PSG didn't have Christ the Redeemer in his wing-spanning goal, we would have scored 2. Kuram, João Neves, what a young talent. The tackle from Neves, again, that's another thing that's got to be, that remembered. That tackle, when the ball gets played back, is it Marino who's running in on it? Marino's running in on it on the edge of the 6-yard box. He's just about to shoot and pull the trigger, and Neves gets back and wins the ball. Unbelievable midfield play. Again, not just great on the ball, but fantastic driving back and winning the ball back. This is what I was saying before the game. Arsenal's midfield 3, even if you put Partey in there, they haven't got the legs to deal with them 3. Vitinha, Neves, and Fabian Ruiz. They had them all night. They were brilliant. Yusuf, Arsenal will qualify in the Parc des Princes. Hotspur Army, they won't need Dembele to beat Arsenal next weekend of the day. They are Bottle Job FC. Word is my thank you for telling my team to let you win 5-1. Thank you for letting. Yeah, I don't think we needed the help, but thank you. Blairy, João never has put some crucial tackles. Yeah, he did, didn't he? Yeah. PGMOL, ref works for the PGMOL, says Reese. No Skill Aaron, Doué and Neves would have been United players in another lifetime. You are joking, aren't you? You are joking. They've got more sense than that. There's still players just walking around on the pitch there behind Walcott and the others, just kind of taking in what's happened tonight. I'm sure they seem a bit shell-shocked doing the warm down here, and the fans are still kind of just pouring out off the concourses at the Emirates. And again, they'll be shell-shocked. They'll be frustrated. What are the Arsenal fan channels going to be saying over the next few days? I'm sure we'll all take a look at them in time. What are they going to say to this? Is this something they're going to recover from? Do you know what the mad thing is as well with these fan channels? Every single one of them said, I was looking tonight at what their predictions were for this game. Every single one of them thought they were going to win quite comfortably. 2-0, all the predictions were 2-0, 3-1. I think Turkish from AFTV said 4-1. 4-1 Arsenal, he said. They're going to batter him. Absolutely batter him. FM No Casuals, good to see you, mate. Arsenal just didn't show up at all. Ref had a quality game, I thought. And yeah, again, I said that to these during the game. Everyone was saying the ref had such a poor game. And I thought it was the same sort of situation as the Real Madrid-Barca game, where it was such a tough occasion for the ref. Both sets of players were trying to cause problems for him. I thought he managed it quite well, actually. Yeah, I think he had a really good game. This is the ref who did the Champions League final last season, after all. So he's not a bad referee. He's a very experienced ref, Slovenian. And yeah, I thought he did very well, actually. I thought that was a good refereeing performance. He didn't get every decision bang on the money. There was some that he was maybe, yeah. But actually, I thought he did all right. Reese, I'll be honest, Arsenal did a La Remontada and got absolutely cooked. No skill Aaron, ref had one wrong decision. Blairy, Manchester United has to sell Bruno for 100 million because they need the money. Hotspur Army, Arsenal fans get ahead of themselves so they stay happy. Oh God. FM No Casual, sorry lad, was busy before, I'll join the next one. Don't worry mate, we'll be live again tomorrow night. Be live again the day after. You can always join. It's always good to have you in. Always good to have you in. If you can, you can. If you can't, you can't. But always good to have you in, mate. Love your insight. FM No Casuals. This is also the ref that didn't give PSG a clear pen. No, you didn't think that was a pen, did you? The one on Timber, the one on Kvaratskhelia from Timber in the first half. Is that what you're thinking? I didn't think that was a penalty. I really didn't. I think that was the penalty. That was a penalty. I'm sorry. Lou049, lad, please tell me how Timber weren't booked. At half time, mate, he was certain he was going to get booked. Yeah, he had 3 fouls in the first half, plus that penalty appeal. He was absolutely certain to get a booking. It was clumsy, but I didn't think it was a pen. I don't think you can get a pen for that. He kind of rugby tackled him, or half rugby tackled him, but he let him go at the right time, and then Kvara threw himself to the ground. I think if he'd have held himself back, he might have got it, but it's just a bit too theatrical in the end. Hotspur Army, are you doing the Spurs one on Thursday? I'm not, mate. No, I'm going to do the Manchester United game against Bilbao in Bilbao. So I'm live for Bilbao against United on Thursday. We'll keep everyone updated on the Spurs game. I understand you'll have to watch the Spurs game, so you won't be here for that, but we will be watching. We'll be watching Spurs via flash scores and via the chat. But United is the game that we're going to focus on, just because I think, to be honest, mate, you're going to go through against Bodo Glimt. Spurs will beat Bodo Glimt. Over 2 legs, you'll beat them. I do think you'll do them. I really do. But it has to be United. I have to put United on, just because that seems to be the one that's slightly closer, even though I think Bilbao still smash him over 2 legs. No skill, Aaron, they won't. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait for you on Thursday. I'm not going to see you. You're not coming back on this chat on Thursday. You're going to disappear like all them other United fans once you get smashed by Bilbao. I can't wait as well. Well, there you go. We've both got a couple more sleeps yet. A couple more sleeps for Bilbao against Man United. I'm looking forward to that. But tomorrow will be fine for Inter against Barcelona. That one's going to be a good one in Barcelona. User T6JHC6LJZO, like your fans crying when you lost to PSG. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Mate, listen, we went out on penalties. You're going to go out clear over 2 legs. You got battered at home. You're going to get battered away. Job done. Job done. At least I've got a United hate watch to enjoy this week. Yes, Reese, there you go. That's what we want. Get Reese back on side. We're going to get a United hate watch. No skill, Aaron. Ooh, I'm ordering a Leon top with turkey packing in. You're so rattled. You are absolutely rattled. Oh, Reese, I don't know why fans are trying to cut Liverpool. They won the league by 16 points. Listen, they've got to try. They've got to try something. I understand it's just Arsenal fans lashing out. It's a disappointing, like, Mikel Arteta, the Lego head. Lego head's not looking so happy. Someone draw his eyebrows back on. He's not looking so happy. FM No Casuals, remember the last game? They all appeared when United Oh my God, I know. Do you remember that? Do you remember the chat? That live, for anyone who's not watched Premier League Dad before, that live was symptomatic of Manchester United's entire fan base. The live went from about, what was it, about 800? We had about 800 people just on TikTok, about 800 people watching, fairly steady, up until Leon scoring and getting it back to 2-2. Then it dropped down to about 200. And then it went down again to about 100, 150. And then Harry Maguire scored. And it literally went from... When Harry Maguire scored, I'm sure it went to about 1,500. It shot up from about 150 to about 1,500 within seconds. Absolutely seconds. And they were all there for the hate. Yeah, what were you saying? What were you saying? They loved it. Absolutely loved it. Reese, I'm ordering a Bilbao shirt and setting off red flares when they win. Hey, don't buy them off an Everton fan. Don't buy red flares off Everton fans. They sell you blue ones. No skill, Aaron. I was here, just wasn't typing. I heard it all from you, mouthy lot. I'm just going to get some popcorn. I'm going to get my popcorn ready for Thursday. Get some popcorn ready for it. I love it. Missing person reports. Right, listen. Oh, please. I can't wait. Thursday night can't come quick enough. We are going to absolutely... we are going to love it on Thursday. This is going to be some live on Thursday. You watch. But before that, we have got Barca and Inter. Listen, we'll do a bit of a build-up to that tomorrow when we've got Barcelona and Inter to watch. That's live at 8 o'clock kickoff. We'll be live from 7 p.m. So make sure you go and follow on TikTok. Make sure you go and follow on YouTube. If you're into a United hate watch, or even if you're a United fan and you want to laugh, if you think you're going through against Bilbao and you want to come and laugh at some Liverpool fans and rival fans, come and give us a go. Come and give us a follow. Reese gonna be eating paella and listening to Spanish music all day. Yeah, we'll have to have some Spain flags out. I'll get my Spain flags out for Bilbao. Right, I am gonna have to dash very much. So thank you very much for all the comments, all the shares, all the likes, all that good stuff. It's been lovely having you all here. Appreciate it. You're absolute stars for sharing and following. And Liverpool for life. I might lose a friend on Thursday night. Yeah, but you'll gain far more. You'll gain far more. Forget it. I'm gonna get my popcorn ready for Thursday. I will see you all on tomorrow night live 7 p.m. Barcelona v Inter. Another big Champions League night on Premier League Dad.